What is up, my dudes? Welcome to SNI, Saturday Night Incel, episode 31, I believe. Shout out to the Cope gang for being in here, being involved, being active. What is up, my dudes? I'm actually at my mom's house still, so no memes to show. It's gonna be a real quick. We're gonna go right. We're not gonna go right into what's it called? An open discussion, but we will read the at least read the comment section for a few minutes and then go right into open discussion. So yeah, we're gonna do our thing today. Let's see. Let's read some comments real quick. Alpha male strategies used to be based in high IQ. Did he? Haven't watched Alpha male strategies in years. Well, yeah, years. It's been a while. Hi, what's up, Black Pill Truth? CRP got destroyed in debate against Hunter Avalon. Wow, how could you possibly lose to Hunter Avalon? That dude's a fucking like mental midget. And against, I think CRP also debated Destiny too and got destroyed too. So I'd believe it if he's not a really good debater at all or a skilled debater. It depends on I don't even know what the topic was, and I can't really I'll look at the video, but if they were discussing like female nature or something like that, I don't know, it'd be kind of hard to defend the shit. I hear he's not a good debater. Yeah, he is trash at debating. I believe it. What is good, Ali? What's up? I think CRP's mode of attack is to go on and troll instead of debate. Hmm. Yeah, doesn't normally work out too well for him. Obviously didn't work out too well for the guy. He got fucked over hard. Or he got raped during that fucking debate. Yo, Mr. What's up, Hayashi? Cope gang in the building. What's up, Jack? What's up, my dude? Hoax, red pig. Oh God. Speaking of a debate, did anybody here watch the wheat waffles debate? I saw some of you guys in the comment section talking about it. It was really good, surprisingly good. The guy he was talking with wasn't really that smart, I guess. So yeah, I don't even know. Like some of the arguments he was using was were really shitty. Like I don't know. Like the problem I see with a lot of the black pill stuff is that we I get that genetic determinism is like a huge defining factor of this community, but like it really is just determinism though, because like it covers all bases. If you say it's just determinism, you can argue with these people about sociological factors, psychological factors, governmental factors. You can argue with them about government policies. Obviously, you can argue with them about genetic determinism. If you just say determinism, it's an all-encompassing term. You can if you can argue each one of those points back down to a baseline point of like, hey, you can't really control that. At the end of the day, you basically won the fucking debate. It's pretty damn easy. We waffle debate was so good. Yeah, it was really good. CRP is beta bucks. Is he? Is CRP married? I have no clue. I really liked Wheat Waffles debate. Yeah, it was good. Had that on my queue. Gonna watch it later today. Yes, but it was really like if you're looking for anything that's like extremely highbrow, it's not like highbrow at all, but it's very he just did a good job like actively debunking this guy's bullshit for the most part. You know, it's not like very highbrow because the guy he was debating against wasn't really that smart either. Like wasn't really, not either, but wasn't really that smart. So, you know, obviously it was a kind of a slam dunk debate. Like anybody watching that would be like, "Dang, dude, the other guy got fucking destroyed." What's up, Ignis? Hi, everyone. We need Wheat Waffles versus BP 2021. BP 2021, didn't he like dip out? Isn't he done? I thought he like left the community or something like that. Or maybe him and Jay Tahoe. I don't know. I think Jay's also leaving too as well. Hello. What's coding, buddy boyo? Hmm. I'll watch it. You definitely should watch it. It's a pretty good debate overall. I would agree determinism is more accurate than I'm assuming you mean genetic determinism, where you stand socioeconomically can impact genetics, even mental health. Yeah, it's true. Like if you just say determinism in general, that's why I argue determinism in general, because like you can argue, okay, well, it's to bring up a sociological factor, like okay, well, just make friends, or like the sociological environment suck, like you can bring that up. You can bring up a psychological argument, bring that up, and then you can also connect these things back to genetics anyway. Like you can say like, okay, well, what's the probability that someone who's ugly is going to have a social circle that has a lot of women in it? It's extremely low. Okay, well, why is that? Because they're not good looking enough to enter into a social circle that has women, because women generally control a social circles, so it just doesn't work out in their favor. But yeah, like so, like if you argue that point, if you bring up as long as you know enough about something, you can generally just like go back and forth with the person about what they're talking about for the most part. So my dog going crazy up in the background. Sorry, the dog's still barking. I'm trying to keep it from barking. Sorry. Um, BP 2021 is the Nick Cannon of the Manosphere. Jack Tiffin is the legend of the stream, a great addition to Mystery School canon. Ah, boy. Sup, fellow subhumans? Yep. Been a bit stressful week. Been coding a feature for work and blocked everyone else. Haha. Finally good at working yesterday. Feeling less stressed. Yeah, actually, just I took a test. I took my first big exam yesterday for the class I'm taking. I got a 95% on it. I was really happy. I was like, thank God. That's like the first that's the first big exam we've had. So I'm glad I got that one out of the way. It's only an 8 week course, so if I have to pass both these exams to pass the class, so dude, a 95 for the first exam, pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy. What do you call a social circle with only men? A sausage fest? Yeah, it's a sausage fest. Dog pill. Oh God, sausage fest. The boys. A circle jerk. A mystery school lore. Interesting. The old app you looks fuck. Oh, okay, I'm not even read that. Yeah, he reminds me of when Nick Cannon made three diss tracks about Eminem, and Eminem simply didn't give a shit. Oh, all the shit about Face. Yeah, he was like really going deep on Face, like, oh, well, face this and face that, and face this and face that. It's like, okay, it's like seriously, like, I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, he was like really hard. He was like really hardcore trying to get Face and LMS to debate him. And like the thing is that I don't even think Face would even disagree with him about like most of the stuff he's talking about. He would just say that it's still connected to your looks or your genetics. Like it's still all connected. Like if you aren't good looking, you're less likely to have a social circle. Because you don't have a good social circle, you don't have good networking skills. Because you don't have a good network, you don't have this, you don't have that. Like all these, it's a snowball effect. It's a snowball. It starts off with one thing. If one thing goes wrong in your life, it can easily snowball down into the next thing, and then down to the next thing, and then down to the next thing. It doesn't always follow from that, but it generally, just from looking at trends of people's lives, we know that like a good example you can bring up would be like a single parent household. We know that the likelihood of you becoming a criminal just becomes exponentially higher if you're in a single parent household or a single mother household. It's just true. So like you can bring a bad example as an example to like say like, hey, wait, well, we know if one thing goes wrong in your life, like this one particular thing, it increases the likelihood of X happening. So like maybe we shouldn't do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? It's a big, huge feedback loop, and this idea that you can just break the cycle, bro. Just become just outpace determinism, my dude. It's like, okay, well, that's not how life works. Like, like once you hit about age 25, you're kind of ingrained into your own behavior for the most part. Like, like trying to change somebody is extremely hard. It's not as easy as you think it is. We a missive now. Yeah. 94% is great, man. I once got a 97 on a 97 final. I was actually pissed. I missed one question. I missed two questions on my first exam self, but I'm like, okay, well, I don't really care. I don't care at all. Hello. What's up, my dude? That's impressive. You use dynamic programming for that, haha. But you're definitely resting quote, man. What's up, man? Negative reinforcement is brutal. Yeah, it's reality is true. Like, you get a negative reinforcement your whole fucking life, and everybody expects this guy just to be like, oh, you should just overcome that, dude. Like, nobody overcomes that shit, dog. Like, now I'm not saying nobody does. I mean, that's a huge like absolute there, but like, very few people can like overcome bad life circumstances. Like, once you get fucked on one thing, it snowballs down to the next thing, and then to the next thing, to the next thing. It's like going into debt. Like, okay, you go into debt for the first credit card, and then you run the second credit card, and the third credit card. Getting out of debt is extremely hard. Losing weight is something I did. It's extremely hard. You don't just do it. It's like like you do just quote unquote do it, but like there's a whole process behind why you gain weight, and the whole process behind how you lose weight. There's a whole process behind like the psychological factors and the sociological factors and the everything affects everything at the end of the day. And like talking about one particular aspect of it doesn't really like fix the problem. Now there are things that correlate better with certain things. So like if you're talking about like gaining or losing weight, you're not going to talk about, oh, the air pressure in the room was causing him to breathe harder, blah 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 blah. Okay, no, that's too much stuff. So you can talk about how like, okay, well, if you're bullied, you might eat more. If you have childhood trauma, you might eat more. If you do this, you might eat more. Yeah, like a whole bunch of reasons why someone could gain weight. Hi there, matey. What's up, Anani Mouse? Nick Cannon tried to send for a black woman and on his diss track against Eminem. It was cringe. I remember being called ugly at school when I was 5 years old. I didn't care at the time, but it made a difference on my development for sure. Yeah, it's true. Contrary to popular opinion, being raised by wolves and negatively live like this. uh, just, oh, fuck it. But I barely passed exams with my low IQ. Hayashi, I think the old algo was written 3 years ago with no efficiency in mind, so large data sets lag. At least now in the rebuild, it should perform better. It's looping the arrays twice. I think I mean through arrays. As long as you have the degree at least. When I was in uni, I was a solid 80, man. Limitless max. Hash maps and sets for the win, lol. Over for quadrant cells. Okay. Makes sense. You retain your masculinity and learn how to work in the group. Big O is no joke. Master Big Zero is no joke. Master that shouldn't feel while you can. Real world is brutal if you don't understand Big O. What's up, Gentle's Clutch? What's up, my dude? If I could respond to you without doxing myself. Oh god. What's y'all's? Hello, comrade. What's up, dude? What's up, my dude? Chipotle maxing? No, I actually I did that on Friday actually. I had like a pretty good diet week, so I decided to break my diet that one day and get a not Chipotle. I got like this place called it's like a other like an off brand burrito place. We want to call it like a burrito place. I got some stuff from pretty good. And today I spent most of the day with my mom. Took her hung out with her because it's her birthday weekend, so I took her hung out with her. So it was pretty good. So like, today I broke my diet too, so I got to get back on track Monday or probably tomorrow. Really going into Monday, lose some more weight. I have a second date probably planned on Friday or Thursday or Friday, so I got that going on too as well. So not trying to brag here, but it's true. Car CPU kicking my ass today. Incel TV, I don't want this situation to be true. BP 2021, I got him by the balls. Big O. Salute, comrade. Big O. Big O. That shit. Yeah, thanks, man. It's important for interviews too. Five Guys and no Five Guys. Literally only thought that cartoon when I saw that comment. Yeah. I know of local guys who had early onset dementia, like 20. He's a professional rugby player. Dang. That's brutal. I need the weapon max. Oh boy. Shout out to the moms. Yeah, boy. She can't Android Max with Dorothy. It's almost guaranteed they'll ask something related to it. Dang. In IT, it's CCNA or cybersecurity. Leave the coding to the geniuses. Nah, they good. Cause weapon max can get you laid. Probably not. Just take a woman because you have a fucking like 1911 in your fucking in your car. Like, oh, wow! I really enjoyed looking at that gun you have. Like, okay, well, she doesn't give a fuck. Like Big O and Schwartzwald cell. Yeah. Big D. Fourth wall was a big bruiser. If you hit your head hard enough for long enough, you're more likely to develop that type of kind of problem. Yeah. Haha, big O is pretty big concept in computer science, so I had 6 guys last night, Stacy. Fuck me, that fucking joke killed me every time. Got new parts for the ER. Ooh boy. Fourth wall was the ultimate incel. He was a fire bandit cell. 5 guys, I had 6 guys last night, Stacy. Fuck. Same joke every time. Wild West Max. Weapon maxing will get you snitched on, not late. When your girlfriend now tells you she works at 5 guys, oh god. She's working on 5 guys. Boys have big O. Fourth level with a villain, all bandaged up, like setting things on fire and telling the city the truth. 6 guys in one night is disgusting. Yeah, it's pretty bad. 29 people in here already. This is getting crazy. God, today's not even a meme stream. I can't do memes today. I have to do that at my house, so I gotta transfer all my memes from my phone to my computer, then put them all in a folder, and then do that stuff tomorrow. So I also gotta get a haircut at some point too. I haven't had a haircut in fucking like 2 weeks. Haircut, gotta go to the gym. Mystery school. Are you a Tyrone in terms of looks? Depends. I don't know. Obviously, I get matches, so I must be something. I get matches and dates, so it must mean something, obviously. Or I could just be oofy doofy too. The thing is that like I'm still like kind of overweight, so like I'm not even like really like a fucking like. Saw some oofy doofy on the female side. Gotta be dating down like a motherfucker. Haven't cut my hair since Obama was a candidate. Dang, dude. Get the Indian guy on. His accent is funny to me. I got my first week of Freshly. Must say, food quality is good, but carb, low carb fresh fit menu is lacking. Portion size is small. Do you get the regular menus? Do you get the regular menu? Yeah, I tend to get the regular menus because like I tend to eat a bigger lunch and then I have a small dinner. So like that's like my small dinner. So I have like a 1,000 calorie lunch or something like that, or like around like 900 calorie lunch, and then I have a small dinner. It's pretty good, pretty well portioned out for a small dinner. So that's the reason why I do Freshly because like I tend to get like a okay, like I don't want to eat too much after like a certain point. So like for dinner time, I have like a 400 calorie, 500 calorie dinner, and I'm not going over my calorie limit for the day, so it's pretty good. So that's what I typically do. It's definitely not good if that's all you're gonna eat, eat for the day though. You should definitely get something else. I mean, this is what I do. Yeah, and it works out pretty well for me. It means I don't have to cook late at night. I don't really have an excuse why I overeat why I overeat for the day because like I can't because like the meal's right there. It's already pre-cooked. So it's like, yeah. Stephen Hawking had an affair with his nurse, yet a peace moved by the Jesuits to advance their anti-ableist agenda. Saffron pill? Had to start developing something with a woman who once said to me she had a fetish for gangbang. Was loosely projecting that as an uncommon fantasy we can project that at least 10% of women like it. Okay. Forswald had his own mega called Big Duo. Ooh, a mega Tyrone Light? I might be. I don't fucking know, dude. Meat expensive as fuck. It is, dude. Oh my god. It fucking is. It's too expensive to buy stuff now. What's the best way to deal with gradually increasing pent up anger? Go to the gym, I do. I'm not even lying. Like, go to the gym or like take a run or something like that, or fucking like, meditate or some shit. I don't fucking know. Definitely like take your mind off of it some way. Like, find a way to like cope with that shit because you'll destroy your ass if you let it destroy your ass for sure. Weren't there like 3 or 4? Oh, duo, foul something. Yeah, I have to make a side salad because it's just not enough. Good to know. Yeah, absolutely. You're in your case, since you're doing OMAD anyway, you might as well like definitely not eat one of those. You'll be starving all fucking day, dude. It's like you're already starving all fucking day. The last thing you want to do is like eat one small meal and like it's like not even enough to cover you for the rest of the cover you for the day. For sure. Move overseas. Meat not expensive over here. Live by farmers' way of yeah. Life's a bitch, then you die. Ain't that the fucking truth? My raised bowl is just above the surface. Any day now, I'm gonna have to go ER. It won't be my fault. Not really. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. Lord have mercy on my info soul. Dang. Blasting my AR-15 helps reduce anger. Damn, I got mugged by Stephen Hawking. Yeah, the ER helps. Do you have a good lower third for a black guy? Like, is your chin in front of your lips? Is your chin in front of your lips? Because it's guaranteed Tyrone, not gonna lie. Mystery is Giga Tyrone, who gets flown out to mansions all around the world just because so he can take it 14 at CBC. Oh God. Let's see. I do beard culp or beard cell. So I have like a beard and but my lower thirds of it protrude. I don't fucking know. It's definitely not like lined up or up my fucking lips. Like my chin's not recessed into my fucking face. That's for sure. Just buy a rural farmhouse, bro. Only three ways, my dude. Cope, rope, or ER. Try to avoid ER, I'd say. I won't duck myself, but where would farmers be? Big duo, big foul, big O, big Venus, air, water, ground. I don't know. God, Jack Nickelback, Moses Maxing. Oh God, 22 minutes, 24 people in the chat. All right. Oh God, tired. Spent all day. Tiggle bitty. I'm in Michigan, so probably hours away from any Midwestern city. I don't know. You ain't got squat on my double chin, son. Mm. Bikini Bandit. The Industrial Revolution and its consequences. Speaking of that, I've been watching this guy named What If Alt History. Oh my God, I love his channel now. He has like a really, it's like a black, it's not even like black pill. He just talks about like a demographics and stuff like that. Talk about the effect that demographics have. He's a historian, so he's able to look back in history and look at like the different time periods and see how they match up with today's time period. He does a really good job of like saying, yeah, this happened back then. If this happens again today, it's probably going to happen this way. And it's like, okay, this is like really cool. I love history, so I love his channel. Has been like my huge life. I've been coping with that for the last week. Big Venus with the big reset. I was giving you a hint. My chin points out to where it's a little bit over my nose. Only use me blade really let himself go. Sad. Oh, old history is badass. Yeah, you spend all day banging Stacy's. I wish. That would get boring after a certain point, wouldn't it? Though, like, come on, what is this? Get out of here. Even in fiction, Floyd planets ruin society. Oh God, you forgot to finish your sentence. I forgot what I was even talking about. Let's paste this into the stream. Pin the message. All right, here we go. Thoughts on the Blade movies? Yeah, I buy land in bumfuck nowhere. Become the farmer. Be the farmer. All but three are good. One is a fucking classic. I can't cope. I can't rope. They say it's over, but the pain never ends. Oh, it does end. It'll end when you're like 70 or 80 years old, maybe even 60, depending on how bad you treat your body throughout your whole life. So if you want to leave early, make sure you like just eat a lot of food, eat a lot of bad food, get as fat as you can, have a massive heart attack and die. Like if you want to check out early without roping, that's how you do it. Think in the future, I predict that people will essentially be able to have their own property in space that can move to where they are only their only job is keeping up with that property to feed themselves. So like if we go back to like an agrarian society or something or what, people just kind of grow their own food and I think it's what it's called agrarian societies, yeah. Alex, are you substituting meat with something cheaper? Beaches near me suck ass. You never know what the fuck is in the water. Yeah, I ain't fucking going to fucking I hate the fucking beach. Just finished painting my last Warhammer 4K model. I have an entire set. It took me 5 years. Not gonna destroy them all and buy the same ones and paint them again. Oh God. You sound fairly cheerful right now, at least. It's the thought of escaping into sleep making for a decent cope recently. Uh sure. Make the meat, sell the meat. This guy here beats his meat apparently, so he's always clutching his generals. Tofu Max. Yeah, I bought some of the frozen meatballs at bulk sale price. Microwave like six of those and it hit the spot. Hey, seems like a waste of money. Smoke those meats. I don't know what to tell you. Some people just want to grill. It's true. Some people just want to fucking grill. So 40K models, dude. Step one, build Tesla coils and make them really big. Pretty much, but they also sell these resources on top of that. They don't need people to help them out as much. Go-to meal. What's my go-to meal? I like steak and eggs. So pretty, or steak and potatoes and like that. Steak, potatoes, and beans. I like the type of meal. It's a nice hearty meal. Get a good like Angus steak, get some baked beans, get some steak fries, and you have like good like it's a pretty good, pretty decent hearty fucking gut filling meal. Can't go wrong with that. Some men just want to watch the meat burn. I grill that shit is fun. It is pretty fun. I need to buy a smoker, but some cheap cuts and smoke them and make them some beef jerky. Make some beef jerky. Yeah, that's some pretty good stuff right there. I smoke everything. Never smoke deer though. Arby's, we have the meat. Drolix, how old are you? Yeah, how old are you, Drolix? He's like 30 something, right? Mid 30 something like that. Nice. I'm turning into Jack Gyllenhaal's character from Nightcrawler. Not good. Gyllenhaal's. Did I say that right? Gyllenhaal's. I'm in my 30s. Yeah, I knew it. How the fucking know? Protein maxing. Absolutely. I eat like very, very low carb. My diet's like very low carb, high protein, homemade jerky. Yeah. Well, I thought you were like 22 and OnlyFans classic. Mm. The fuck is this fucking conspiracy theory shit? Mysteries an undercover Giga Chad who was banned from the Austrian Snowboarding Federation for being too Alpha, but it was in fact the Chad worried they lose out to his BBC. What the fuck? I turned my boiler room into a smoke room. Dang, laugh my ass off. You could save your best friend or wife. Who do you save? Hmm. Does my wife have kids? We have kids yet or what? Depends. If we have kids, definitely saving the wife. If we don't have kids, then I don't know, man. Me and my best friend have been like friends for like literally like since like high school, so it'd be a hard one to pick that one. I need high carbs and high protein is the cheapest form. Best friend wisely for dumb reasons. That's true. At least the friend will still be there. And mystery tell me it was all a dream and that this isn't real. Dude, it's not real. Trust me. Look, have poo in your shoe. Look, all I can tell you to do is cope. Find a cope you like to do. Do it as much as you can, and then do it again, and do it again, and do it again. That's all I can tell you to do. I can't make the pain go away. It was all a dream. Ah, yes. But of course, oh my God. Is the link in chat? I can't remember if the link in the chat or not. Oh, it's there. Good. I wasn't sure if people were joining or not. All right, good. I have a guest. It's Drolix. But of course, it's always Drolix. These day interacts Schwarzenegger gets mauled by J-pop twinks and brutal out there. Stay safe, boys, for all our sakes. Avoid hate guns, especially in non-chat hands. Communicating with other black pillars is one of my copes. I hear you. What is good in the hood, buddy?
What's happening, buddy boys? Oh,
What's going
I just
on?
had to adjust my freshly out order.
Holy shit.
What's good, dudes?
I'm liking that freshly stuff, man. It's like pretty good. And I don't have to cook.
If I do it, I just throw that shit in the microwave. I normally, when I come home from the gym, take one out of the fridge, throw it in the microwave while I'm taking a shower. It's cooking. Then when I get out of the shower, it's ready to go. Already cooled off, ready
Yo,
to
exactly the same thing.
go. Good shit. Good shit.
Oh yeah, Drox, I meant to tell you last week. I finally fucking saw what's that motherfucker? Green Tomahawk.
Bone tomahawk?
Yeah, whatever.
What'd you think?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was a surprising horror movie. Like I went in blind. I had no idea what it was, and then I was like entertained thoroughly. It's like for that 2 hours, I was like glued to the screen.
Yeah.
I was like really sad to see that one guy, the more distinguished fucking cowboy die. Like fuck, dude. I forgot what his name was.
Are you talking about the pretty boy Chad dude fucking everybody's wives on the low?
Yeah, that guy. I was like, come on, man.
Oh yeah, he was like the main actor in Lost, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, he was the spinal surgeon.
Hell no, I ain't even touching that one. Fucking Lost. Hell no.
Man, all the greatest fucking TV shows and everything, like even Mass Effect, like all the greatest ones just can't stick the landing. Like Lost was complete trash at the ending. Game of Thrones fucked up the ending. Mass Effect fucked up the ending. Like everything is just like they
Okay,
can't.
Mass Effect is different because I was fucking there. Wasn't it because Drew Carpenter left like in Mass Effect 1 and then just drifted off? Like if you go back to the Legendary Edition and play Mass Effect 2, like you realize it wasn't like that. Like the plot wasn't exactly that strong either. Like if you
No,
took away Mass Effect 2, like you could just it would still make sense. It's like why the fuck does this game even exist?
well, I mean, I would argue two was probably the best because three just couldn't stick the landing. It was like all that build up for zero payoff. Like either choose red, green, and blue, and they're all the same. It was like ridiculous.
Yeah, but 2 didn't like mean anything in the end. Like it was like
Yeah, but then it was all about the characters and the story. Like, you got the whole thing. Like, I teared up when Morid and Soul sacrificed themselves for the genophage cure. Like, they don't write that shit anymore. It's just sad.
yeah, I couldn't even feel sad because they changed voice actors. So I was like, all right, see, bro.
All right, man. Semantics, my friend.
I'm sorry. I couldn't feel shit. It's like, all right, see you not Morden. I wish I had Kira Hay instead, but whatever.
Dude, but you gotta admit, More Than Souls was like one of the fucking funniest characters ever.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that would have been real pleasant to hear if he had a regular voice actor. They changing it. So,
Yo, what's up? What's up, guys?
So,
yo,
Black
so
Conan,
Good, man. I'm just was working earlier. Did you guys see the trailer for Battlefield 2042?
yeah, I saw it.
What
I
did you
saw a
think
little
of
bit
it?
of it.
I haven't seen it yet, but my next cope is coming. They finally published the release date. I think it's January or February 2022.
What is it?
The Elden Ring, the
Oh God,
next.
I want that game so bad, dude.
I know. I was like
Yes,
salivating on the trailer. I was like,
I
holy
was like, oh my
I
God,
saw the
finally.
thumbnail. Hold on, I saw the thumbnail. I was thinking, oh, some bullshit Elder Scrolls spinoff or something. Like, what is it?
Dude,
So
when
you
would I
played
want? I want Fallout. Drolux, you played
well,
Fallout?
yeah, I played Fallout Vegas. I haven't played New Vegas yet.
Ah, come on, man.
Dude, I played
Eh,
what's like? I played four. Actually, four takes place in my city.
I'm trying to think when the last time I played. It was yeah, I think I played Fallout 4. That was the last one.
It's pretty
it's
accurate though.
y'all got to play New Vegas. What the hell's wrong? What the hell's wrong with you people? It's
Yeah, it's on
man,
my
New Vegas is a hood classic. You gotta like, it's the only good 3D Fallout game. All the other ones are just walking simulators and shit.
Have any of you guys played was there Outer Worlds? I think it's by the people that made New Vegas.
Yeah, I played it.
Recommended.
It was alright. Yeah, smaller budget, so it's kind of smaller scale and everything. But it was like, all right, if you're into RPGs, then yeah, you can mess with it.
Yeah, I mean I really consider getting a PS5 just for the Demon Souls remake, but it's too much cope.
Yeah, I would get a PS5, but I don't have enough fucking virgins to sacrifice to Satan, so I can actually trade fucking souls for it. Where the hell do you even find a PS5, man?
Yeah, really.
It is literally easier for me to find cocaine than the PS5. I know at least 3 spots and 2 dealers, but I cannot find a PS5 for the life of me.
But yeah, I was so happy because Elden Ring they finally released gameplay and it doesn't look like they're gonna disappoint. My
People,
cope
Night.
ended when I won or platinum the Sekiro.
I don't know. People were excited for Biomutant too, though. So I mean, people were excited for the trailers for that shit, and you saw where that went. So I'm waiting to
Well,
see.
see, the thing I think is like CD Projekt Red sold their souls. I can't see From Software ever doing that. Like they're true to the core. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of.
it's like they don't give a shit about money necessarily, but it's like they're more concerned about putting an quality work out there, and they have
Yeah,
a huge reputation. I mean, I
yeah.
respected CD Projekt, but after that, it was just like, nope.
See, I'm a real OG in the From Software game because I used to play Armor Core. I
I
used to play
love
that
Armored
series. So
Core.
yeah,
Bro, that
I
was a
love Armored
classic.
Core. Armored Core
yeah,
for answer with like that game, Armored Core fucking 2. Oh my god, I played the fuck out of Armored Core. Oh my god. Love those games.
Yeah, they don't
Night
make it
Night,
like
who
they
the fuck
used
are you,
to.
Night Night? Night Night, what are you? Are you a human being?
Oh, it's me, man. I'm new to the Black Field, bro.
What?
They could barely hear you, dude. Barely hear you.
Oh my god. This is mumbling.
Yo, hello.
Okay, well.
Hello?
yeah.
Yeah,
We
are you
hear
there?
you. You just low.
Hello. All right, yeah, yeah.
You're you're extremely low.
All right, yeah,
You
yeah.
need to turn up your volume to like max.
Oh, I know the problem. Hold
Okay.
on. Hold up.
So what's your predictions,
Yeah,
Mystery,
yeah, yeah.
for Elden Ring?
All right, what's up?
What's up?
Hello?
Are you hello? Yeah.
I'm clear, right? I'm clear?
Yeah, now, yeah. You low, but you clear.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, yeah. Hold on. But yeah, I'm new to Blackfield. Just came in to say what's up.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yo, Jack is
Tell us
my
about
favorite.
yourself.
Yeah, Jack could be
Wait,
scared.
what?
Oh, well, I'm in my early 20s, decent job, decent area. I'm a manlet,
Uh,
but hey,
How tall are you?
yeah. Now, but around 5'6".
5'6"?
Yeah.
that's rough,
Oh
buddy.
man, that's rough.
Not really. It ain't bad. Better than being like 5'2". I know 5'2". Rest in peace. Whew.
You're breaking up a lot, a little bit there. At least for me, anyway.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of low and hard to hear. But are you also a black cell?
Yeah, yeah.
Was that a yeah?
Hold up.
We got a new mic cell in the house here. No longer hydraulics. Okay, somebody left. Oh, it's black man. Okay.
Give me
Somebody's
like
waiting.
2 seconds and I'll come right back.
Oh, you're actually sounding pretty good now. Okay, I guess I was gonna come
Okay.
back.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm new. Y'all can keep talking. I want to chime in later or something.
All
Oh,
right.
you can. Yeah, it's good to. I want to hear your perspective and what you have to say. So,
Okay.
are you a black cell? Is that
I
a
was
yeah or no?
blue pill. I'm black, so
You're not or
well, I'm
you
not a
are.
cell, but yeah, I'm a black guy.
Oh, okay, okay,
I'm a
there we
black
go.
guy.
Okay.
What happened?
Yeah. What mostly brought me here was like I listened to Bass Pluto,
Oh yeah, he's the
comments and
homie.
everything. That's what brought me here. I saw you on this. Yes, the homies, right? And I've seen Black Ronin on there a few times. I think the content is pretty, like the
Yeah,
looks
I love
theory and stuff.
Pluto,
It's
man.
pretty
The
cool,
homie.
man.
Yeah, he's the homie.
Pluto's real
He's
cool.
real shit.
Pluto's basically Pluto takes my C classes and everything. Yeah.
So, like, what's your story overall? What brings you to the sphere, to the Black Hole sphere? No answer. Hold on. I see private chats here. Be right back gonna get coffee.
I'm cooking right
Black
now.
normie. Okay. Wait, what? You I didn't hear a single thing you said. If you were talking at all.
Hello?
Yeah, your connection's just really bad.
My connection or
No,
No,
night.
night. It's connected really bad. I can't tell if it's because the connector is mic or one of the like combinations of both.
Probably connection.
Because his mic sounds clear at some points, and it's like really, really quiet, or it's like breaking up, breaking in and out. What is he guess coming from? Short black cell. Okay, I don't know who the hell that even is. Night. I'm gonna cycle you out real quick. When you fix your mic, let me know. Is that cool with you? Do that. Oh, guy left. Okay. I don't know what happened with that. That was weird. Anyway, who's left?
it's me? I'm still here. I'm still here. Why is my shit charging? What the fuck? Oh, it's not.
Hello.
Over for low IQ cells.
Is that straight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's straight.
All right, cool.
I don't even know what to talk about.
Yo, mystery. I got some good news for you, man. I'm gonna HVAC max.
You're gonna HVAC back instead of doing IT?
I'm gonna do both when I get back to community college in the fall.
You're gonna do both at the same time, or?
Yeah, I have too much free time on my hands, man. And plus, since I'm alone,
Right.
I can just study nonstop because I have no friends and no GF.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah. All right. Yeah, I do that as a matter of course. It drives you crazy, but
If I had friends, I would not be here.
Yeah, I feel like the lonelier you are, the better you do in school, because you have nothing to focus on but schoolwork.
Definitely not a position you want to be in, but yeah, I can probably agree that you have a lot of free time in your hands. You can actually pass your classes and stuff like that pretty simply, pretty easily. So yeah, the more free time you have, the better you can actually get stuff done. So generally. Are you gonna go to you're in community college now, right?
Yep.
Are you gonna transfer to a university or something, or what?
No, I'm gonna stay at my community college. I don't want to go to university. I'll get mogged. Screw that.
You get mogged in what way? Every way, or?
Nope. Yeah. I'll get mogged by a woman. I'll get mogged by Chad, Tyrone. No, bro. I've already seen hell how it is.
Yeah, the whole just go to university was like a whole boomer. It's a boomer thing. Not even a boomer thing, a silent generation thing. Now I think about it.
Silent generation.
Yeah, the generation before the boomer though.
You guys got it wrong though. STEM maxing is the key to success. So I say if you're going to college for, IT and STEM maxing, you're on the right path. Anything else, most likely will be a useless degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus my professor really likes me, bro. He always used to have me talk in front of the class and shit. Not talk in front of class, but he always would talk to me when class is done. So
Yo, that's the key, man. I think it was my CS 101 professor. I studied my ass off, so he know I was a good student. And he actually recommended me for scholarships, and all I had to do was write one essay, and I got $5,000.
you wrote one essay and got $5,000 via scholarship?
Yep, and he was one of the people that approves the scholarship, so I already had an in.
goddamn, I dropped out, so I don't even know all that shit.
That literally just paid for the whole year for my, I guess, second year community college.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a shitty essay. I had to put some time and effort into it, but yeah. Yeah, you should go all the way, man, for IT. Highly recommend it.
I wanted to go to university when I was a kid, but now looking at it, oh my gosh, I don't want to do it. I just
It depends
get
completely on the degree. You can't just go, else you're just gonna come out broke and be somebody's bitch. No, you got to go in with a purpose.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm an old cell going back to school. When I went back, it was There was a few based guys I met. I know I got a couple of friends that I made. They're back there because of the GI Bill. And they're also studying, CS and all that IT stuff with me. And yeah, like one's an electrical engineer. So it's legit, man, if you're going back, even as an old cell. It's actually an advantage because like 80% of them are just kids. They're fucking stupid. They don't know what they want to do. They're just there with their parents' money or fat loans that they're gonna be slave waging over for the rest of their lives.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's what I am. Yeah, that was when I was like when I first went to college though.
Yeah, actually, I actually went to college for one semester or quarter or whatever, and I got straight A's in both those classes, but then I dropped out because I was like, man, this is stupid. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And before I sink major time and money, it's like you gotta know what you're doing. Otherwise, it's like complete waste of time. Yeah, so when I went back as an old cell, it's like I knew exactly what I wanted, so hence I probably succeeded at that.
Yeah, a lot of people end up going to college and never even finishing anyway. So you just imagine the amount of people that have college student loan debt but never actually finish college at all. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then I don't know, Mister, you could probably attest. Like 4 year degree is a joke because I would say 80% of people get a 4 year degree in 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got it in 4 years. Like I took summer quarter for the first 2 years, so that probably sped up a lot of things. So yeah, it's like I got it under 4 years technically.
Dang, that's nice.
But yeah, you gotta go in hard. Like otherwise you're just there. Like if you're in school, you're not making money, so
Yeah, a lot of people end up having to work and go to school at the same time or do some weird stuff like that. So that's why they end up extending it by like a year or two. So
yeah, so I actually saw a pretty based high IQ video. I forgot, maybe it was Laue 86, but it's not like it's probably the next crisis in China. So like China has been mass advertising white collar college degrees, and the CBC, their reasoning is that, oh, let's get a bunch of kids into school. We can indoctrinate them and keep tabs on society that way by brainwashing them. So then, for the most part, in the last 10 years, like China has been pushing like, IT and white collar jobs, essentially, like blue collar factory worker is looked at low class and everything. And they offshored all their manufacturing to Africa. It's inevitable for like, as society progresses to a more first world, you could get away from the menial stuff and you offshore that shit. And they're no longer necessarily the world's factory. But then now they realize with the one child and even now two child or three child, it's already too late. So the majority of college kids are white collar. They can't go back to doing blue collar jobs. And then they're realizing there's not enough jobs around in white collar, especially with China's population and competition with global economy.
At
So
least they're at least
they're fucked, is what I'm trying to say.
at least they're coping pretty well with being a sugar daddy, but I don't know.
Wait,
What are
hold
you
on.
talking
Go
about?
back. What?
Fucker, half of them are poor. It's like you can't be a sugar daddy when you got no money.
What else is OnlyFans?
$1 a day keeps the thought away, right?
I hate the
Pretty
idea of
much.
OnlyFans. Fucking dumb, dude. I hate that shit so much.
I don't think OnlyFans is gonna go away, sadly. Like I hate it, but it's
Sadly.
like yeah, sadly.
Yeah, but I think OnlyFans is just like anything else, right? Only the top few are gonna corner the market, and then like the average void is just not gonna make anything. Like I think they only make like $100 a month or something.
It's really OnlyFans as an idea that's the real. It's not even the actual site. It's just more like the concept of people that have in their heads. Like, yeah, I'm gonna just go out here, be a hoe, make a whole bunch of money on these idiots, and just carry that mindset for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it definitely has an effect on society at large. Like you have like a young girls now who be like, oh, I can become an OnlyFans thought now. Like that's like my career goal. It's like, okay, well then, like, yeah, what the fuck?
But you see, what they don't realize is, being young and attractive is a depreciating asset. So it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, you can make money while you're young and, popular, but it's like, a 50-year-old woman on OnlyFans, like, is not gonna make as much as a hot, like, 18-year-old.
No, you're kind of coping though, because Ryan Connor, she's an adult film star. She's about 50, but she passes Surgery Max, and she makes money off OnlyFans.
Test.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like,
Yeah, we hear you.
even though she's 50, she's probably like a exception. Like, the majority of 50-year-olds aren't gonna be as attractive as any 18-year-old.
Yeah. Well, she's like 80% plastic now, so there's the.
oh yeah, that even defeats that, destroyed the whole point then, because like really, like you have to like go on the knife for that. Like any, I guess if you gotta do that, go that far to like keep your OnlyFans audience and like tells you a lot about her. I guess to some extent, like she knows she's depreciating. Like at the end of the day, she's trying to maintain her a youthful appearance.
Dude, she looks like a legit plastic doll.
Wow, maybe that's the appeal. Oreo Cell, who are you? State your name and your business.
Watch him be getting the black soul. Watch him be a black soul. Watch. His name's Oreo.
You gotta
Cell.
get a black
Very
belt
nice.
name like Oreo Cell.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, Oreo Cell?
What's up?
You can talk. You don't have to like mute yourself every 15 seconds.
Uh,
Hey.
It's okay, bro. We ain't gonna bite.
We're not gonna clown you,
yeah,
bro.
so
We're
I
all
am
losers here. We're all losers here, man. It's all good.
kind of black
Except for
pill.
Mystery. Yeah.
Wait, what?
So except for Mystery, he's a monger, but other than him, yeah.
So Oreo, so tell us about yourself. What are your what's your demographic stats, stuff like that? What are you?
Wait, I can
Where
kind
you
of like
from?
hear myself.
Oh, you can hear yourself?
You got no headphones?
Okay, close down YouTube. Mute YouTube.
Yeah,
Let's keep StreamYards on.
you gotta mute the YouTube.
How do I just hear? Yeah, how do I just hear you guys?
Yeah, mute YouTube.
Yeah, mute YouTube. You can hear us via StreamYard. You should be able to anyway. Let's see if he can achieve the unachievable here. So many have failed this task.
Give me a second.
I know. Being Mike Cell is a hard job.
Yeah. We got
Yo,
new people showing up here. What's
my
going
mic,
on?
though. Is my mic fucked up? Because Medican hates my mic.
It sounds okay to me. It's not as good as the other mic, I think. 'Cause don't you have more than one mic?
Yes, I'm using these new headphones I got. These new earbuds.
Okay. Sounds all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they're better.
yeah. Dude, so I went out skateboarding yesterday, dude. I never saw a height match
We
couple.
can't hear you guys.
You can or you can't.
If you're hearing the delayed stream, then just close out the YouTube entirely. All you need is
The only way I can hear you is through the YouTube.
Wait, StreamYard's muted?
Yeah, you should hear us through StreamYard altogether. You shouldn't even be using YouTube at all.
Yeah, else you're gonna be 5 seconds behind everybody else.
Yeah, it's muted.
Yeah, unmute StreamYard and then make sure that YouTube's closed.
All right, let me try to rejoin.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, fine. I'll let you back in.
I'll try to rejoin.
All right. New blood in the stream. All right, well,
God damn it, the black pill rises. I keep on telling y'all.
it's happening.
Oh, I was gonna say Black Ronin. Netflix released a movie on a skater girl or something. It's like some poor foids in India learning how to skateboard and quote unquote empowering women.
Most female skaters, quote unquote, skate because Chad is doing it, and most of them don't like skateboarding dudes. They call them weird. They call them awkward. First-hand experience.
Why does
Yeah.
it seem like every time something comes to empower women, it's always about being a hoe at some point?
Yeah, and they'll show up to the park, dude. Jet Nickelback. Give that you say that they'll show up to the skate park in short shorts and like crop tops, but belly button piercings, like hair dyed, just like they'll thought it up.
Yeah, yeah, like literally every other thing they go to in mass. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what happened was
fucking Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Oh, let me go on a crop top, like all that sort of shit.
And what happened was dudes will start skateboarding better and try and do shit they cannot do to impress the girls, and they'll usually end up hurting themselves. There was this one right cell I knew at the skate park who broke his foot.
Wow. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Trying to simp.
He got this picnic bench, and he tried to do a burial heel over the picnic bench, but he wasn't that good at it. He could barely do it on flat ground. And why would he try to get it over the bench, and he ended up busting his ass. It was like a picnic table thingy, this like table where like the chairs fold out or attached to the table. He ended up hurting himself.
In the words of the great Patrice O'Neill, if you didn't have a vagina, how would you get a man? Oh boy. Good one.
But
so are you alive or what?
I put the link in
Yeah.
the private chat.
How goes it?
Are you hearing us now without YouTube?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Thank
You're
God.
set up now.
Thank
So yeah, tell us your demographic. What exactly are you? Where are you from? Yada yada. Give us the details.
African American. From
Figured that.
New York. Mm-hmm.
All right. How tall are you?
Short.
Fuck.
Like you said, short.
Like if you see, like if you see me, you would think I'm a little. You would think I'm a little
short these days. You got to give us some numbers.
Are you under 5'9"? Are you under 5'9"?
Yes.
How many inches below 5'9"?
You could just
if
say
you
the
see
height
me,
right?
I don't. Okay, like 5. Like I don't like 5'4".
5'5", 5'4".
Yeah.
Okay. Dang.
Or 3. I don't. It's you would think I'm a little kid if you see me.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Right.
I'm 21.
What? Oh my God. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh
man, that's
my
rough.
condolences.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me save you a few years of being gaslit. Some assholes are gonna say keep growing till you're 25. Don't believe them. Just accept your current height. So let me just save you some anger right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I've never. I never been in a relationship. Never.
Are you
Brother,
familiar?
can I tell you?
I was gonna ask.
Dude,
Hold
no
on.
offense, dude. It's from. Sorry.
I was gonna ask. Are you familiar with Kent?
Kent?
Yeah.
I probably what is it?
Really old channel named Kent TV. It was a really old YouTuber.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's also another short black cell. So yeah, you could probably relate to his struggles.
Oh. Yeah. Probably.
So what's been your general experience with women in general? Just zero attention at all? Have you actually tried? What's been your overall experience from trying to hook up with a girl?
Oh, I never really I never really tried. Like I was I was practically invisible to them,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was mostly just addicted to games, computer games and stuff. And yeah, my whole high school.
How would you
Yeah, I was,
just be
hold
curious
up,
here.
hold up. I'm asking a question, dude. Did you get bullied in high school? Because I did.
Yeah, but like not too extreme though. Like name
Was
calling.
it bullying by your own race, like me, or was it bullying by white kids?
All sorts of all sorts of races because I was mostly in diverse places, diverse schools.
Okay, all right. Because me and Pluto, we grew up in the hood and shit, and we both got bullied by both black kids and white kids. There's very few that went to like our respective schools, and that's why we didn't connect like that. Because like even though we're black, what's your name? Oreo Cell.
Yeah,
The reason why your name is Oreo Cell because you're like me, you're black, but you don't fit the stereotype, and that's not a good when it comes to dating.
yeah,
Shit, a lot of people don't. It's a lot of people frauding out here, acting like they about some shit.
yeah. And I think the mainstream black community is pretty,
Toxic.
pretty
We get it.
yeah,
Toxic.
degenerate. It's pretty
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
hip hop culture and stuff. I've never
Yeah.
been into it.
Yeah. Want to hear my story? This is a true story, bro. From when I was at summer camp, there was this white girl named Emma, and she developed a lot faster compared to the other girls, and she had a bunch of black dudes sitting for her, and she was making fun of me because I was in the Match of the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that shit, and she literally said, "I'm more of a nigger than you are." Yeah.
Yeah. It's brutal.
Just I'm curious. How would you rate your faith in theory? Like if you could like rate yourself 6, 5, 4, 2, 10.
Yeah, let me go Kevin Samuels here for a minute. You can't use 7.
God.
Probably like a like maybe 5,
like average,
4.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Are you dark skinned or light skinned? Are you dark skinned or light skinned?
On the lighter side. Yeah.
Like Drake light skin or Logic light skin?
Like wait, what?
Are you Drake light skin or Logic light skin?
Drake light skin.
Okay, because I'm YG black. I'm black as fuck.
Oh yeah, I'm not that dark.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in the light, yeah, I'd look light skin in the light. Yeah.
All right. Do you what I was gonna ask you is what have your experiences been with black women?
I don't really associate with women. I haven't really talked to one in like years.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way, man. It's because they're not nice to men who they don't find attractive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang, so what was your overall social circle like? What kind of friends do you typically have? It sounds like you had a pretty mixed crowd, right?
Yeah. Well, I moved a couple times, so that kind of like made it a little worse. So yeah, like
I'm actually curious though, real quick. How tall are your parents? Is your dad pretty tall? Your mom pretty tall? Or are they pretty short too?
They're short. They're short, but my yeah, but
your what? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
They're definitely not tall. Well, my mom's not. My mom's short. My dad's not too short, but he's like short for like his age, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna like try to suggest maybe like you're like short via like I think Laugh talked about how he's short because like you didn't have good nutrition. I was trying to like find some other reason why, but like if it's just like genetics, that's like really fucked. Like okay, well.
Yeah.
Do you think it's just the West where people have got this problem with people being a bit under average in height?
Oh no, absolutely not. I think that a lot of places, depending on, especially in the third world, I believe that people are short there mostly because of malnutrition for sure.
Yeah,
malnutrition leads to a lot of bad outcomes. Truth be told, so.
Wouldn't the Western, eating habits lead to like a greater average height, most likely, not a lower one?
Well, I went to Holland once. I went to Holland one time, and you wouldn't believe the size of the people over there.
You get mauled by everybody.
I was walking through the streets of Amsterdam, and it's not unusual. It's fairly common to see guys who are approaching 7 foot and as proportionally big. I can't imagine what it'd be like to be a guy who was a little bit under average walking amongst that lot. It must just be a nightmare, you know.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go over there to get mogged. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I already get mogged here in America.
Like that's a mogging though for you. That's like a turbo mog, dude. Like you're just getting mogged to fucking oblivion.
Dude, I'm
Like,
6 feet, and that sound like I'd be a fucking manlet over there. Hell
Oh,
no.
yeah.
If you went to Holland, Jack Nickelback, if you went to Holland, you would feel like you were the smallest man on the planet. You know, and the thing is, it's not just the height. They've got the frame, and they've got these chiseled facial features. It's like the land of Chads, you know.
I'd be shooting everybody in the decaps, dog.
Compared to England,
yeah.
you know, the Dutch are just different breed.
But I was gonna say, Jack Tisson, why are whites in Europe so much taller compared to whites in America? Why is that?
I mean, I've travelled widely around Europe. If you go down to southern Europe, you know, the Mediterranean countries, they're pretty much on the small side. You know, you don't often get a tall Italian or a tall Spaniard, or you certainly don't get very many tall Greeks, and Portugal the same. But in Northern Europe, I think it's partly down to genetics. That, you know, they're descended from these very big tribes like the Germans and the Vikings, and it's just money. It's just money. A lot of the families are wealthy and they take nutrition seriously, and the result is you've just got these great big guys walking around. But there's one place on earth where both genetics and nutrition come together, and that's Iceland. Have you seen them guys?
No.
Oh, it's just unreal. It's just you know, they've got this protein-rich diet. The parents actually, they have this high investment parenting style to the level where children are left outside their houses in the snow all night so they get fresh air. Their food is monitored and measured and weighed so they get the correct carbohydrates and proteins. It's all worked out by the parents, by their children. So by the time they reach adult life, if their phenotype was going to emerge as maybe 5'6" in America, they'll be approaching 5'8", 5'9". They really do max out their genetics in that place, and they do it strategically.
Yeah, I'm thinking America, bro. Fuck that, bro. I get bought, dude. Jack Nickelback, do you get mobbed by Africans who come over here? I get mobbed by Africans too, native Africans.
My God. France. Sorry, Jack Nickelback. I've got to say this. In France, there's a lot of West Africans who are walking through the streets of Paris, and these guys they're like black Dutchmen. They are absolutely massive. Yeah.
Jack Tisson, you know why that is, right? Do you know why that is?
Why?
Because slavery fucked up the genetics and nutrition of a lot of black people who came to the West. That's why Africans look so different compared to Western blacks.
Well, there's actually a black man on the internet called 3D Alpha who does videos on sports genetics, and he said the reason why you've got these strong guys in the west part of Africa is down to malaria. It's as simple as that. The natural selection process, it selects. It basically, if you've got slow twitch muscle fibers, and you're in the bowels of West Africa, and you get malaria, you just die. It's not forgiven. You just die in misery. And every single generation, there's just loads and loads of West Africans who die from malaria, and the ones that are left are West Africans with fast twitch muscle fibers. And if you've got lots of fast twitch muscle fibers, you build muscle quick. You're explosive, and then you know you walk around in France and you just mog people. You know, it's down to malaria, down to an insect.
Because one thing I noticed is that blacks from America and the Caribbean are a lot shorter compared to Africans who are from Africa natively.
Yeah,
This
apparently
shit
we
was
didn't go through the fucking genophage. God damn.
Yeah, so one thing I
Fucking
noticed.
malaria turning everybody into a fucking genetic super weapon and shit.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck you, Whitey. I would have been 6'5" if it was for y'all. Fuck you, Whitey.
Hold on, I got a question for Jack as well as Oreo. So
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
keeping with the West African topic, like West Africa used to be the slave trade hub. Like, would you think there was also some selection going on there, or just from the back old days from slavery, or even in modern day today,
Well,
that probably contributed to higher or taller blacks?
I'm
Yes.
not sure.
What happened was,
Sorry,
hold
sorry.
up. During the slave trade, they would pick Africans based on size and weight. So the weaker ones, the framelets and the manlets, they were just straight up killed off, while the stronger ones went to the west. So there is some truth to that.
Yeah, you had selection on the coast for the people you even brought over. Then you had to survive the whole 3-month boat ride over. Then you had to survive. We like black, like it's been said before. I'm sorry, we black people in at least America, we're fucking created. Like our history is 300 years old. We're just like African DNA is just a fucking source code. We're a whole new. We're the first artificial humans, man.
Facts, on God.
All right, and then for Oreo Cell, like tell us about your parents in terms of their height.
I think I already asked that before.
Oh yeah, you kind of asked that. Yeah, they're not that tall. They're short.
Are you taller than your dad or shorter?
No, shorter.
And I take it your mom's also short?
Yeah.
Yeah, because for me, I think it's when I immigrated to America, it's all the food that I eat in America that probably made me maybe 2 or 3 inches above average than what probably my genetics would have limited to. I feel like there was probably some, nutrition boost, like just living in America and eating all the garbage here.
Yeah,
Because
because
it's in the family. I think if I didn't, I probably would have been like 5'7", but I'm like 5'10", so.
Same here. I'm around that height as well as brother, and I still get mogged. It's not enough in 2021.
Yeah, at least if I go back to the rice lands, I'll mog the locals. Yeah, I definitely think nutrition has a play.
You get height mogged by girls. You get height mogged by women.
mostly everyone.
God.
Yeah, most people I see.
You need to start your own YouTube channel, become the black version of Pygmy. Start your own channel, dude. I subscribe to your channel.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Yeah, because being a black cell, dude, from black cell to black cell is very hard. But being a manlet, a turbo manlet, because I'm manlet too. Being a manlet and a black cell is life on hard mode.
Hell yeah!
Especially in like in a country you're not from, like a white country.
Are you an immigrant? Are you like a Caribbean immigrant or an African immigrant?
Oh no, I'm born in the
Okay.
US.
All right.
Yeah, I just have to say, man, you gotta get out of New Woke City. Like that place
Oh
is
no, I'm
probably
not there
worse.
anymore.
Oh, okay.
I moved there like almost a decade ago. Thankfully.
Yeah, dude, it's hard being a black cell, man, because your own race doesn't want you, and white girls don't want you because you don't fit the quote unquote stereotype. It's hard, dude. It's incredibly hard. I legit want to roll quit this shit.
Plus being a manlet as well. You know what I mean? It's just really, really, really harsh.
Oh hell yeah! Your own. If you a manly, I'm guessing your own women are gonna roast the living fuck out of you.
Yeah.
God. I ain't even gonna ask what the hell new Black Ronin and Oreo selling heard before. It was probably some heinous shit.
Yep. They're all like they don't need no man and stuff.
They don't need no non-Chad, not no man non-Chad.
Not even for them Chads are fucking either you got like super money Chad like Chris Brown or something, or he's just a sexual concubine.
Yeah.
It's like either way, Chad or not, you're still basically a utility. There's just sexual utility for Chad and production utility for all the others who ain't sexually good enough. Like, oh, okay, you can't fuck, but you can still be my friend and give me free shit.
Yeah, and before any of you jackasses in the YouTube chat say, "Oh, just thug Max, bro," homie's 5'5". Y'all remember my friend from school who's 5'7" tried to thug Max? What happened to him? Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really thug max at, manlet height, just like everyone takes you as a joke, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I know. Yeah.
First of all, you can't start that shit out of nowhere at 21 anyway. You gotta grow up with that shit a little bit. Goddamn.
Well, Davies became a crip at age 21. Davies, he joined the gang at age 21, so there's that.
Yeah, but was he doing stupid shit before that?
He just sold drugs and did school shit.
All right, then there you go. He had a start in it. Like shit, you can't just go on a dime. I would think. Like, oh, let me just go out here and be Tupac. Like, nah, it's
not. Actually, one of some really interesting Jack Nickelback. Nipsey Hussle actually built a computer on his own when he was little before he thug Max. He was a literal black nerd before he thug Max.
That's the fucked up thing. Like, like people write these brothers off because of appearance, but they might there's a decent bit that ain't stupid. Like they might just play stupid for the sake of for the sake of appearances and not getting kicked out. But.
Yeah, I heard like Reggie Miller, the basketball player, can code as well. Like he was an IT nerd and he kept that low key.
Shit, wasn't Kobe a nerd? I forgot what he did.
Doesn't thug maxing still have to place an element of looks as well? Don't the good looking thugs get more attention than just a thug with an incel face? I can't imagine just walking around the streets of America or England and projecting this image of being this tough guy, dangerous tough guy, and they're overlooking your looks. Isn't the thug maxing concept basically just Tyrones or Giga Chads just using their looks in a different way?
At its apex, you got Jeremy Meeks.
Yeah. The thing is, you don't want to Jack Kisson. You don't want to be a pretty boy thug maxer and then go to jail. Because what happens to pretty boy thug maxers when they're in jail?
Well, you're gonna get targeted by real dangerous criminals who haven't been around women for a long time.
It'd be like Tom off the Boondocks and shit.
Yeah, it's targeted in your asshole.
Yeah. Light skin, medium features. We dream with niggas like that in the pink.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be like being ugly works in jail. Being ugly actually works in your favor in jail. If you're ugly, you won't get raped like that.
Yeah,
I can't understand in these jails where you get these guys go in there and what they sort of submit to, like they become very feminine very quick. And I've heard that there's many cases where guys start dressing in female clothing and put on makeup. And
one of my classmates happened to him.
Rape. Sorry. Yeah, it happens because you get raped.
Yeah.
I mean, struggle song. My bad. Struggle song.
Yeah. But Jack Nickelback, he dresses like those like a weeaboo alt girl now. Like he wears like the long acrylic nails. He has the hair in a bun. Like he's super girly now. Like if you have a sister, he'll braid her hair. Like he's that effeminate. His like hair and nails and shit like that.
Great. So he's a Democrat. Cool.
He's super like.
So Knight. What are you? Is your mic fixed? Are you actually in here or what? It's the test.
Yeah, can you hear me better?
Yeah, you sound pretty damn good. Holy shit.
It's a connection.
It's connection for sure, yeah.
Connection issues. You guys are working real bad.
Wait, maybe not. I don't know. Wait on. Keep talking.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about yourself. You had Oreo self. Talk about himself. Tell us about yourself, Knight. Hello?
Hey, well, I live a pretty normal life. What?
You grew up in the what?
What'd you say, Roman?
No, I didn't say anything. I'm just playing. Yeah. Fuck.
No, are you gonna like? Are you gonna do this to me again?
Oh, yeah, I live a normal life, man.
Okay.
I got two awesome cars. You know, I found you guys because of I was at Pluto and the whole dude scene. And I came here. Yeah, I'm not a cell of any kind. I'm just a normal guy.
Oh, okay. So I'm assuming you get women then, right?
Hello?
You have a
Yeah.
girlfriend. You don't have a girlfriend, or what?
You said it one more time. You're breaking up.
Yeah, you have a girlfriend. You don't have a girlfriend, or what? Like, what? Do you have one, or? I'm assuming you're not like a true cell, so you obviously have had experience in the past, at least.
No. Y'all experiences past 3 last week. I'm pretty average. Like I'm not, like an Oreo man or Ken or anything like that.
That's all.
I wouldn't know I was short unless like ladies said it.
Yeah, how tall are you?
5'6". We already been through this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bring the chat. We really haven't. We couldn't really hear you the first time, so you're really quiet. I'm trying to like redo the stuff we did earlier. So 5'6". You say you're average?
I'm really quiet. Wow. Oh, okay. I said I was 5'6".
Okay. Are you listening to us via the YouTube or via the chat? Because this sounds like a big huge delay in your responses.
Yo, you gotta turn off YouTube if you're in StreamYard.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're listening. You're literally delayed in your responses.
Can you hear me
quite a
now?
bit.
It sounds better.
You sound perfect. It's just a matter of your responses are extremely delayed. So I'm not sure if you're listening to us via YouTube or via the StreamYard.
Oh, it's delayed, huh?
Yeah. Go ahead, Jack. You can talk.
Yeah, either make sure you have the YouTube tab muted, or if that's kind of hard, just exit out of it completely and just use the Streamlab audio. Just use the audio from the Streamlab tab, and you should be fine. Else, it sounds like you're thinking deep about each question and shit. Like,
I want to flush. I'm tempted to flush. I want to give him a chance to actually fix it though, if he can.
Talk about meatball surgery.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't do it.
Sounds like a troll.
Yeah, probably a troll. He's like 5'6". I'm like, okay, you're not average, then, dude. Average height's like 5'10" in America. So, like, that's your first lie. So.
it's 5'10" if you're a man, and if you're a chick, the average height of men is like obviously 6'5" or some shit. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but
back to the chat.
I've got a question for you, the American, or American here. How many of you here have been to Europe on this panel?
I've never been to Europe. I never stepped foot in Europe, so.
Nope.
No.
I do not have money.
Right.
I want to go to Europe one day. I want to go to France.
All right, just a question. I just wanted to know: do you think you've got more competitiveness when it comes to sort of like the Chad Giga Chad dichotomy than you have in America, as we've got in Europe? Have you got more sort of Chad level type people in America?
There's concentrations. It depends on where you go, definitely.
Because Italy's like is a place where the guys there seem to be.
Come in.
But I look at America sometimes, and I think that you look at your documentaries, and you look at these universities. They just
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
It seems to be a place where you just get mogged everywhere. Is that right? Is that right or not?
Wait, in America?
Wait.
Yeah.
I would definitely say depending on the area, the likelihood's higher. Like if you're in a city, there's just so much diversity in the city. Like you could easily find somebody who will mog you pretty easily. Like you can get mugged pretty easy in the gym because there's just a bunch of fucking monsters in there. Typically, it really depends on where you go. Different parts of the country have different standards and different height standards and different different things. So
yeah, if you talk about like a California and some rich city like LA, just kill yourself.
The Democrat-run cities.
Yeah,
it
so
really astounds me that people would even stay in places like California just to like live, because like I don't know how people do it. Like so many incels are like, I'm from California. I'm like, how? Why would you stay there? But like I understand because the job market's pretty good, but other than that, I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm
sorry,
6'3". I'm 6'3". I live in LA. I'm an incel. Like, no, just leave.
yeah, so I actually did some study, I suppose. Let me think. Yeah, because I've been to Belgium, I've been to France, I've been to the UK as well.
Whereabouts? Whereabouts in England?
I think just London. That's it.
London. I've heard people say that London. This is where I'm from. They say it's ground zero for world inceldom. It's very, very difficult to pick up women around the London area.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. Like, I haven't been to much of a UK per se. It's pretty much when I was there only for like a week. But yeah, like, and then Belgium, France, where else have I been? I think those are the few. But yeah, like I said, I think Europe probably has a higher density of Chads, I would say, just because you're at the closest to the, Nordic, Anglo-Saxon white. And in America, I would say it's probably concentrated in, say big cities like LA and New York and, maybe some places in Miami. So it really depends. And I forgot where the data came from, but like if you, by definition, most people are average, right? So just kind of like doing some off the chart math, it's like, okay, America's like 330 million. Let's just divide that evenly with men versus women, which is like what, 160? And then of those 160, the Chad ages, we'll call them the men between 18 and 35. I think it's another like 80 million, something like that. And then now that we take that, men and rank them between 1 to 10, so to speak, and we'll consider Chads as, 8 or above. It's like for every man on average, it's only like 1 out of 50,000. That's probably an 8, if you get me.
Yeah.
And so you extrapolate that from, the 60, 70 million men in America, that averages out to probably like 2 to 3 million. So like across the entire country, I would say there's only about 2 to 3 million men that are, fucking 8 or above, movie star looks, chisel jaw, like no question. You look at them, they're like Chads,
Still a lot though, isn't it? That's a lot of people.
Yeah, but then if you consider the whole population of men, that's only about like probably the, less than 2%.
I mean, yeah, but if you're looking at it from a chick's perspective, oh shit, that's 2 million people I could possibly get with.
Yeah, so I did the math kind of like, there's only so much accurate you can get to, but it's about probably tops 3 million, maybe generously like 3.5 million Chads walking around between the ages of like 18 to say 35 in America. And of that, you probably got a higher density in, LA, New York, Miami. And then another thing is like, so I'm on the West Coast, but I'm not in California. I think like it really depends. Like in the South, you probably have a higher density of Chadrones or Tyrones, and there's not a lot of Tyrones in certain areas of the country. Like you go to Idaho, maybe you might never even see a black cell. So it's widely diverse, I would say. But then, yeah, in general, I would say Europe is probably higher density of Chads because everything is like, concentrated. I mean, you can take a train ride from Belgium to France in like 2 hours, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just my high IQ guesstimate.
Yeah, people really underestimate how big this country really is sometimes. Like, oh yeah, America, this place is fucking massive.
Yeah, you go to Nebraska, it's like just as far as the eye can see, it's just cornfield.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jack. I think you were Jack Tisson.
Yeah, sorry. You know, say you're an incel and you're living in LA, you say, yeah, and this is a place where it's got a high concentration of gigachads, Tyrones. Would it be a good idea for somebody who's living in this region just to geomax within America? Perhaps, you know, if you're
absolutely, we recommend that all the time. Literally, just fucking leave LA. It might even be enough to just go to another place in the same fucking state if you're talking about LA or something. Basically,
I think a lot.
Sorry.
Because ultimately you can't compete, right? Like the card is stacked against you. Like if there's a higher concentration of Chads, there's no way. Like you don't even register on the radar.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm noticing myself, you know, because I live so close to London. I live in a relatively, it's not Beverly Hills, but I live in a relatively affluent area, just outside of London, and naturally, there's a lot of good-looking women who go with wealthy guys, and you just get that feeling when I go into the high street that I just can't compete. There's, you know, these people are at a level where I'm not even going to be noticed, but you know, I notice when I've gone outside of this region where I live and I go to other parts of Britain, I'm more competitive when it comes to local men. And it's purely because just different types of people around these areas. You know, I mean, if I would say in England, if you were living in London area and you can work from home, the place where you should travel to is the northeast. Are you aware of a city called Newcastle around there? Newcastle, Sunderland, Middlesbrough, these northeastern cities. The females around there seem to be much more approachable by a normal guy, you know.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey, Ali.
Ali, what's up, Ali?
Hiya.
Just wanted to hop in.
All right. So I think I've seen you on my chat a few times. So what's up, my buddy Boyo? Tell us about yourself.
Finally meet.
Yeah, for
real.
real.
Yeah, I'm a goofball.
So yeah, tell us your demographic data, what you are, where you are, and tell us your story.
I don't want to dox myself, but I'm like
yeah, don't do too much, obviously, yeah, but just enough to like give us an idea.
Yeah, I'm like okay, I'm 5'11", mid-20s, black cell.
God damn.
Even though I've been told otherwise, but I've gotten like you're the white black guy.
Yeah,
that's good.
I mean, probably not.
No.
I've had girls straight up tell me like, "You're a black guy, but I want like a dangerous black guy." I'm just
Lambs
looking.
As always, let's just.
I'm looking. I'm like, bitch, fuck you. Like what?
Oh boy,
Lambs, bro.
Dude, like, I know you guys have said this a lot, but the standards when you're black is it's fucking ridiculous. I know it's bad when you're a rice cell and a curry cell, but it's insane.
It seems like you're under a lot of pressure, you know?
Yeah, you goddamn Skippy. It's shit. Fucking out the womb, you're judged and shit. It's crazy.
If someone tells you to be a flight, so you've got to be more dangerous, you know, just say fuck you, you know.
Yeah, and I think people put too much focus on like looks. I think it's more like demographics and how are you raised and you know, your upbringing.
Yeah, to a point, but once you get good enough in looks, like they'll shut all that bullshit down for real. Like, oh, I'll make an exception for him because you know.
No, I
think
if
of
you have
it,
a good,
it all matters, but yeah.
Yeah, like
Go
if
ahead,
you had a
Rob.
good upbringing and you're a Chad, you had the looks, you probably are a blue pill Chad, but you know, maybe you grew up in a shitty neighborhood or you know, you become like the Meeks.
Yeah, and Drolix, I wanted to ask you, like, how did you like? What was your path to get into tech? Like, I know you said you were like an old cell, and you came back to college later. Because I've been thinking about it. Like, what did you specifically like? What did you take in college to get the job that you're in?
I mean, if I had to do it all over again, I would still choose to go to college and get that university degree. Because at the end of the day, I think it carries a lot of weight. And but you know, I get some people just don't have the time or, you know, dedication. So I might even recommend what do you call it, those boot camps. But
Like
the
a
people
coding boot camp, or
yeah, yeah, like coding boot camp. But the people that do well in those already have prior knowledge, right? And yeah, technically speaking, anything or you don't need a degree in anything, you know, like you could be a brain surgeon, but nobody's gonna trust you, right? Like without the credentials. So
right?
I don't know if I would fully recommend university, but if I had to do it all over again, I would do it. In terms of actual specifics, then yeah, it depends on your university and where you're at, but just look at all the requirements that are needed to get in.
Okay. Are you in California?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the other component I would say is it's so competitive, right? Like to get into CS, like if you're talking California, like UCLA or something, or you know,
No,
Cal.
I'm not in California. I was just asking, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, like at the end of the day, the school name does carry weight, like legitimately. Like I know I got internships based on, you know, the name of the university I'm attending, because there is like ranking and all that stuff, but in the real world, it doesn't matter. Like if you graduated some top tier university or some shitty university, it's like at the end of the day, can you do the job? Are you smart enough?
right.
Yeah, I mean, contrary to belief, you don't need a lot of math. In retrospect, I took a lot of math, but it only helped. But yeah, there's no such thing as enough math. Like it's only gonna help you. But I think you only need to go up to like calculus two. What else is there? Oh, fuck, I did engineering physics. Like in retrospect, I shouldn't have. That shit was like the hardest shit in my life. But I think you only need to go up to physics one. So yeah, in retrospect, I did the whole like super brainiac route, but yeah, don't do that. Just do the bare minimum. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. I was just curious.
Ice Cactus is saying you need math for IT to some degree. I think like calculus two. Like the real engineering, you need all the math basically, differential equations, linear algebra, all that shit. I took that stuff, and you don't need it for computer science.
Wonder how long for AI takes that over.
Wait,
But
what
yeah,
did you say?
if you're thinking of going back to school, I say at least try it. Like there ain't
I
no
mean,
harm in trying.
yeah, I'm thinking of either doing that or getting into some kind of trade. I've been like really debating it. I'm not exactly sure because I mean, I don't want to be like mid 30 because when you're like in this situation, like you're kind of fucked. Like nobody's gonna take care of you. Like
Bro, I
when
know
you're older, like
exactly how you feel. That's what
yeah,
got me to
that's
school.
what I'm like. I got to get this shit straightened out now because
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
any
Like,
better, dude.
let me just add to this. Like, it was like an awakening. I think I was like 28, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna hit 30. I'm gonna be a fucking loser at 35. You know, it's like you just have that epiphany, and it's you either do or die. And if I hadn't, I'd probably be in my late 30s now, and just I would have roped like years ago.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I know exactly how you feeling.
Dude, that's the worst part about being incel. It's not even the can't getting laid part. It's like you're just completely shut out from society as a whole, like in a weird way. Like when you go to places, you get shittier service. You know, people kind of just give you this vibe of like you're like an eyesore or something. I don't know how to put it.
That's because women are society. Like they're the ones that approve whether you're actually a part of shit or not. Otherwise, you're just like an outsider.
Yeah, it's like
I call it a indicator of disgust.
I think
You
it
know what
works.
I'm talking about.
I think it operates on two levels. I think you've got the looks part, which enables you to leverage yourself into better positions when it comes to employment or even business, and also gives you access to a wider range of females. But then you've also got the natural selection part of it, which is your physicality. And if you've got a guy who's got he's got an unattractive face, and he looks like he can't handle himself in a physical concentration, then you get other men who realise that you're this type of person who is a genetic outsider, and you just get victimised your whole life. I mean, I've seen guys in England who have literally just been they're broken by their early 30s because they've just been victimised throughout their whole life.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, one thing I would just add is, like I think you know what I'm saying by this, but even Base Pluto talked about it at the end of the day. What the heck? Who's
Who is
this?
that?
You gotta mute your mic.
Yeah, you sound like you're being abducted, bro.
It's a black pill YouTuber.
I'm even for it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I was just gonna say,
okay.
At the end of the day, no one's gonna come save you. Like, the women have that card,
Unless you're a
but
chick.
yeah, exactly. So it's like you gotta save yourself and take the black pill, understand it, accept your reality, do your best, what you can do to better your life. Because yeah, at the end of the day, no one's coming. You're your own rescue in your own primary, or what the fuck is the word? You're the primary agent in your own rescue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the reason why I also preach IT or tech in general is like it's a industry devoid from looks, right? Like if you want to be an actor, a model, it's all about looks. Any other job where face to face is needed, it's all about your looks. In IT, looks don't really matter. It doesn't factor in. So as long as you got the smarts and the skills, like that's all they care about. Like you could be the ugliest motherfucker, but if you can say code or you know what you're doing, like the employers don't give a shit.
Right.
Yeah. With IT, I think it's important to know what you're good at as well. When I was doing my IT training, I discovered very early on that I was bad at coding, so I stopped it straight away, and I went into a CCNA and did networking instead. I think you've just got to find your niche within the IT industry as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But most guys can do it.
We're just gonna end up ran by a whole bunch of high IQ incels by the time all this shit's said and done. Sounds like.
Wait, you said ran by high IQ incels?
Like the fucking backbone of the country. Like think of the things we're going into, like IT, the military, all this sort of shit. It takes like a whole bunch of brain power, but you can't be seen.
Yeah, but how many guys are actually doing that shit? Like, I think I read an article, like there's a severe labor shortage for most jobs now.
I mean, but how many
and a lot
women?
of guys are like not going to college either, so I don't know.
Yeah, like women aren't going into that sort of stuff either.
Oh, so we're just totally fucked then.
Yeah, exactly. That's been my point for a long time.
Yeah, I would agree because even at my job, we have like 3 open recs, starting salary 125,000 USD,
Jesus Christ.
but we can't find people. Or I should say we can't find people that meet the bar, right? And the bar is pretty high because if
Right,
you
right.
do make it, yeah, it's good and you got to have that certain skill set, but yeah, it's like we can't find people. It is like finding qualified people in IT is probably also the hardest thing, which I would say it's an opportunity for most people who haven't got into IT now or in tech because there's a real shortage of quote unquote qualified people. But if you're good at what you do, you could definitely get that job.
Yeah, yeah. If you're a good network engineer, you can work remotely around the world. You know.
Oh, that would be the shit, just to work remotely and then fucking Geomax everywhere. Why you can't?
Dream right there.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was last stream or a couple of streams ago I talked about it's some of these salaries are crazy, like 250,000 total compensation per year.
Yeah, but what do you actually do? I mean, I know you're coding, but like nobody's gonna pay you that for something simple. Like what's the job entail? Like what's the
Uh,
difficulty of it?
yeah, so I don't know how to put it, but you know, if you go to like some let's just say like a banking website, you know, like bankofamerica.com or, you know, whatever, it's like obviously there's a, you know, a browser app or even a, you know, mobile app. Like a team of programmers had to develop that shit. And then, you know, where is all your money stored, like, you know, in memory digitally? It's in some database, you know, you're just an account as a user. You know, you want to update, you want a transaction, like all of that stuff is just code. And there's like hundreds of people maintaining that shit. And even in engineering, there's like different kinds of level. Like, you know, you're a front end engineer, you make the website look pretty and functional. You know, your website ain't gonna function without the data. So there's, you know, back end engineer, you know, there's a build pipeline or DevOps, you know, like, so the whole IT thing is like, most people think it's like, oh, you know, some one magical thing. There's like hundreds and hundreds of jobs in between.
Yeah, yeah. I think if you can learn DBMS and do you know the SQL language and work with databases, that's a good line of work to get into.
Yeah, so there's like probably an infinite amount of jobs there, and most people just become specialized even within, you know, tech. So, and I guess the for that salary, you know, you got to know like SQL, you got to know like, you know, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, you know, like all these different skills, like you know how to do Bash scripting, Python, and it's a combination of things. And it's like, okay, my web app lives here. Where's the database? How does this talk? You know, how do I scale this up? How do I host it on AWS or GCP or Azure? And then, you know, how do I make this globally accessible? How do I keep an uptime of like 99.99%? You know, like the world runs on motherfucking like brainiacs like this. And you know, at a end user, it's like, haha, I'm just gonna click TikTok, I'm gonna watch this video. Well, where's this video coming from? Where is it hosted? You know, et cetera, et cetera. So I mean, it's endless, dude. I don't want to be a nerd talking about it all day, but
No, you're good.
you get the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think some IT jobs. I know you've got to have the qualifications, but I have a theory that you could literally sit on YouTube for 3 or 4 years and learn something, and then just get an entry level job after that. You know, if you don't want to go to university.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to break in, I would say, but the I think the that's why I recommend the university route because
Yeah,
that
yeah.
credential does help you get in faster.
But
At
if
the
you're
end of the
poor,
day, you don't need it.
poor.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if you're living in the third world or something, you know, and you just want to learn Python, you know, JavaScript, PHP, then maybe that could be an option. Just sit on your laptop if you've got one, and if you've got Wi-Fi access, and you could learn it, or you can learn it by yourself, you know.
Yeah, and one of the secrets I would say is that the university doesn't prepare you, it just gives you some basic knowledge.
Yeah.
So just because you graduate and got a degree or some shit doesn't mean jack shit. Like the real world's brutal. Yeah, I've been on those interviews where I interviewed like new grads and I was like, God, I know I used to be this kind of person too. It's like you don't know jack shit until you've been in the industry for like at least 5 years. So I see where the shitting on new grads come from because it is true. They don't know jack shit. But you know, it's like we all gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. Definitely.
We're all going to become IT sales at this point.
Bro, the future is autism. Like, think about how things are going as far as teaching the children. Like, you got all these decentralized teaching methods, but the socialization is going down at the same time. You're just gonna end up with a whole bunch of like autistic, borderline genius, but not knowing how to associate with humans. Kind of, it seems to be where it's going.
No, I think it's gonna be a bunch of autistic morons that are like radicalized to like certain political groups and shit like that.
The future has room for all variations of autism.
Yeah, and was this Jack? You talked about this? Like the overall human IQ is lowering compared to, 100 or 200 years ago.
Well,
And
in Britain, yeah, in Britain.
yeah, and like the world runs on tech, right? But then we aren't producing enough capable, smart people. That I think that's a fact. Like it's the TikTok generation, it's like the people growing up now for the future. Like by the time I retire, I don't think there's gonna be smart enough people left to run the world.
Well, yeah, I mean,
sorry.
No, sorry, you say first, Jack. Go on, mate.
All right, I remember I just came across this idea of an IQ shredder. I forgot what site it was, but basically, all these nations like Singapore to bring in all these high IQ immigrants to these urban centers, and then they end up having a lifestyle where they don't reproduce. Like, what happens to the average IQ after something like that? Just by that factor alone, it drops like a rock.
Yeah, I think Mystery, you had this chart, right, of females that got PhDs reproduce at like such a low rate. Like the more educated the woman is, the less likely she'll have kids.
Yeah, this is a well-known fact that the more successful, the more education a woman typically gets, the less children she'll have. So, like, the higher, basically, that's almost nothing that education correlated with IQ. It definitely generally is, but like typically though, if the woman is extremely intelligent, she's gonna have less kids than the person who's just less intelligent. So like, it's like idiocracy in real time.
Yeah, and I know this is also preached by Pluto too, but what was I gonna say? Like geomaxing will get easier if you have a global skill set, like computer science or engineering or something, because it's not just US that wants the brainiacs. It's like every other country on the planet wants brainiacs. So if you want to geomax to anywhere, if you have a engineering degree, especially even masters, like it's just like open welcoming arms, like, oh, you have a master's in engineering, like we'll just fast track the process. You know what I mean?
I mean, think of where that leads though. Like on a global scale, long term. Yeah, all these high IQ people leaving whatever country they come from, immigrating into these other countries that are probably feminist and industrialized as hell, and then don't reproduce. At that point, you're not reproducing high IQ people. You're just using them up like fucking fossil fuels. Like it's literally killing the fucking human genome.
Well, certain cultures they mandate for this, and what they do is they the smartest people within their culture, they actually make sure they have the most children. You know.
Wish I knew what that was like.
Well,
Yo,
it depends on what's valued. It depends on what's valued by the culture itself.
So this actually brings up a good point. Even in my own life, I realized because the reason why I'm even in America is because my dad is also pretty high IQ. You know, he has a pretty high up degree. So he immigrated to US and, you know, with the H-1B and all that genius IQ. So, you know, it's like America's secret weapon is like sucking up all the intelligent people. But I think now in a global environment, or I should say global economy too, it's like it depends. I think it's more now that the high IQ in the West are leaving the West to go to a better place in conjunction with the black pill where they can't get, you know, even a basic Stacy.
Yeah, I can't be the only one that think like. Doesn't it feel like everything's just kind of like deteriorating, like slowly, just like nothing's getting better. Everything's just kind of just going downhill.
Man, do you know what stream you on? That's pretty much the default statement. Where the fuck is Grim at, man? I need
No.
But I mean, more so like outside of dating. I mean, like just every area of daily life is just getting progressively shittier. Like,
yeah, that's the standard millennial position. Like, let alone the Z's and the alphas. Like, fuck.
It's over.
It's true, man. Just think about it from everything perspective, right? Like it's the iPhone, 10 right now? And you know, what is it gonna be? iPhone 20 in another 10 years or some shit? It's like we're chasing the same thing differently packaged. Like 3G, 4G, 5G, there'll be 10G. You know, it's just it's the same thing, slightly upgraded.
Yeah, it's gotten so I can't even listen to like a lot of new content now. It's like I just keep going back to like older 2000s movies, music, like that. Like I can't listen to like the new I mean, I feel like a boomer, honestly. I can't even listen to like new hip hop. It just sounds like fucking garbage. Like
or like any new pop culture stuff.
Yeah, like all of it is just trash, dude. It's just
woke stuff, like forced diversity, feminist, and all this stuff.
Yeah, even in like the tech world, so to speak, or the pinnacle, right? It's like I don't know if you're familiar with like Moore's law, but you know, every year tech doubles, but you can only double it so much to the point where, you know, you can make it as best as it could be. You know, even think about looks maxing. Like you lose the weight, you're in perfect shape, you're under 9% body fat. Like you surgery max, like what's next? You can't like you know, go any further. It's
Diminishing returns, right?
yeah, exactly. It's like we're at that point where it's just basically diminishing return. Like car batteries are, you know, cars are just the same shit, slightly better. You know, air travel is the same, slightly better planes. Like we can't get any more efficient, so to speak. So then even Jack talked about this, but yeah, it's like the next thing would be, you know, AI, but before AI can happen, we need a quantum computing and then a new source of energy like graphene batteries So until we hit that pinnacle discovery of the next quote unquote the next great thing, it's always going to be stagnant.
Yeah. That's out.
Man, this is depressing.
You are right, Durex, that you know if you can work remotely, then you haven't got to come into contact with people, you know, as often. So you know, and you have got the geomaxing possibilities because there's several places around the world where you know a stable kind of beta buxing persona does work with the local women. You know, I could imagine if you were any type of American and you work from home and you had a fairly stable income, you could go to somewhere like Colombia and you would be able to pick up women. I'm not sure if you'd get the best, but you definitely would get some of them. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because like if you're working remotely and you're making like 30 grand a year in America, that's like poverty level in a lot of major cities. You know, like you can't really do much with that. But globally, the income is like I think it's like around $10,000 US a year. So if you take that income overseas, like you're basically like living like it'd be like living off 150 grand or $100,000 in the US.
Yeah. As long as you remember the rule, or as long as you remember the golden rule when it comes to females outside of the West, and it's keep them in the village. You know, you've got to keep them where they live, because the moment they come back,
you can't do that. And
you can't.
No, I can tell you why. Because the internet is becoming global. That's the
Yeah,
whole.
But the thing is, a lot of these females, say like you're American, and you travel down to Colombia and you're working remotely and you're earning 30K a year, but in Colombia that's a lot of money. Some of these females don't want to go to America. They've got friends and family, and they've got a lot of commitments in their home country. So if you're with them in that context, you're going to have high status. Obviously, the internet's global, but locally, you're a high status male. So it could be a strategy just for some guys, you know.
Yeah, when I'm talking about geomaxing, I'm not even necessarily talking about it to get women. Just like if you're in this situation, like what's the point of staying in a high cost of living Western country? Like if you're gonna be an incel anyway, you might as well go where it's cheap. You know, weed is legal, drugs are legal, prostitution is legal, weather's good. Like why you like you might as well just fix everything else if you can't fix the female problem.
It's dead ass to the point where you like people are like legit leaving the country just to feel like a decent human being again. Like
that's
like, you know, like I'll take the virginity. Just don't act like an asshole. That's how low it's gotten.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, even in Europe, there is deep differences between how the females are from country to country. In my opinion, the worst country for feminism is Spain. It's just awful. The stories I've heard.
That before.
You've heard that before.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that before from not somebody on the stream, but I feel like I've heard that before. That Spain has an extreme feminist culture over there.
Well, you know, if you walk through the streets of Spain, you actually see feminist murals on the walls. You know, it's that ingrained in their culture that they've actually got these, you know, artistic expressions of their feminism everywhere you walk. You know, but apparently, if you have an argument with your girlfriend in Spain, and you use misogynistic expletives in the heat of an argument, you can be sent to prison. You know.
I've heard some super extreme cases from Spain. Like I think it's ground zero for feminist ideals.
Yeah, if she puts you on video camera calling her, you know, bitch, that is grounds for arrest. You know, I mean, how can you function as a man in that kind of context? I don't know.
As a tranny, and that seems to be the only functional way. God damn.
Yeah, that's it. It's that extreme there. But if you know, when you pass Germany and you go into the more Eastern European countries, you know, poverty has taken its toll on the local population. And as nasty as it sounds, you know, there's nothing like a bit of poverty to make the females behave in a more befitting way towards men. You know.
Yeah, but
hardship breeds the necessity of men to some extent.
Well, yeah, it's like that whole South Park speech about tolerance. It's not that they are necessarily better; they're just tolerating you to make sure they survive. But that's the whole thing about urbanization and all that. As soon as you're not necessary, they show how much they really never liked you in the first fucking place.
Yeah, but you know, I was out in Eastern Europe a couple of years ago, uh, and it kind of black pills you even further. You know, I was looking out in the streets at these East European women. They're slim, got beautiful facial features, well dressed and feminine, and they're quite approachable because you know if you're a Western guy, they think you're wealthy. And I come back to England, and I noticed instantly that the females in England were nowhere near as attractive as the females in Eastern Europe, and it kind of made me even more dismissive of you know of how these women are treating the men in England at its present time. You know, they're not even as attractive as the women in other countries, although they probably believe they're even more attractive and higher value, and they're really not. You know.
Bro, how does that not make you fucking mad? Just like the way, just knowing that women look at you as like a fucking walking ATM machine. It's ridiculous. Like, how does that not piss you off?
At best, like ATM machine at best.
Yeah, like.
Well, in England, it's the case is that they, because obviously most of the female population in England are English women. So they haven't got competition when it comes to the guys competing for them. And I have this this kind of fantasy in my mind that like 2 or 3 million East European women appear on the streets of England, you know, over the next few years, and then they start to realise that actually you're not as high value as you think you are, and then that might make them realise that they've actually got to behave themselves in a bit more of a friendly manner towards the local guys. Because in England, you know, if you walk up to a woman and you're not a Chad and you ask her for the time, she might not give it to you. I had it a few days ago. I was in a garage, just putting some gas in, what you call gas, and a girl drove past, and she got quite close to me, and I waved at her as if to say no problem, and she just sort of gave me a filthy look as if to say, why are you even looking at me, you know? And this is the kind of attitude you got in England now. So, you know, I think mass immigration of beautiful women into England would be a good thing, just to give them some competition, you know?
For a generation or two, and then they'll turn stank as hell too.
Yeah, but I feel like women in general just don't have a respect for men, like anymore, like they used to. You know, it's just,
that's because they have no need of you. That's why men like women. Women need men. That's the whole dynamic. We haven't technically needed women for like fucking generations, but we still love the motherfuckers. Like, oh, okay, I don't technically need you in my house, but I still love you, so I still want to make sure you're all right. Shit, that's men.
It's because of the sex drive. That's why. Right.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely part of it has definitely been ingrained into the human psyche from years of evolution as well. Sort of is where the whole concept of being a simp comes from, being a simp and providing for a woman, so whether that's all deeply ingrained into the human psyche, and to not do it is almost to like not be human. Does that make sense? Like, wait, what? Like, you're not
literally, that's literally true. I think that's what was different between us and the Neanderthals. The Neanderthals, I think, were much more egalitarian as far as their women and their men, more similarly shaped, and they would go out and hunt with the men. And humans, if I'm remembering all this shit right, the humans, they would actually have a habit of protecting their females and segregating them for the harder shit more, and ended up helping them survive. So, you know, if it wasn't for simping, we literally wouldn't be here in a sense.
Hey, Jack, wasn't there like a famous former PUA that advocated for tell British men to go date Eastern European women?
Yeah. You know, again, he said that in Britain, females are no longer taking on any kind of normative gender roles. And he was using examples of what I know myself. If you're in a relationship with an English woman, if she cooks you a meal, she will speak about it for weeks on end. You know, it gets to that stage that she thinks she's been taken advantage of. It gets to the stage. I've seen male friends of mine, and they get actually verbally assassinated in the house by their girlfriends because they feel that they've got to continually dominate the man within the relationship. And he said, go to Eastern Europe. He said, just divest. Just English guys, just say no. We don't want anything to do with you, and go to Eastern Europe. And to be honest with you, if it could be done at a government level, where the English men, the creators of the country, could actually have a population exchange with females from another country, I think that would be a good idea. If the Polish men want to take our women, we'll take yours. I'm up for that.
You just end up with two populations of ruined women. It basically, the women from over there is like the immigrants that come over here. They only stay good for like one generation, and then the daughters of thoughts, man. The women that come over, their daughters are going to acclimate to the environment, which is going to be permissive as hell, and then they're going to end up just as bad as the women you left behind. And then the women you traded over there, they're going to ruin that environment, and then it's going to end up just as fucked up as the country they left. So you're just going to end up with twice the destruction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was pretty based because he basically advocated for geomaxing in a sense, but then where I kind of bit disagree is like he does have the looks. He's at least a 7.
Yeah.
And he's a tall Chad Light. So him going over to Russia and picking up like, a Becky or Stacy is probably doable for him.
It's doable for average guy. In Russia.
Yeah.
In Russia, it's not so much about looks; it's about income.
Yeah, I agree. So the Eastern European, it's probably not as heavy on looks, but if you got the status and the money, it does go a long way.
Yeah. I mean, the poverty in Russia is quite all encompassing. When you go outside the major cities and you go into the provinces, into the rural districts, people haven't got running water. People go into wells in the middle of the street. It's a second world country outside of Moscow and St. Petersburg. And like a stable guy with a career, he wouldn't necessarily have to be that good looking. And if you actually, I don't mean to insult Russian people, but there is a distinct look to the Russian people. Hardly any Russian men are Chads. They don't tend to be very good looking. But Russian women, I would say, perhaps are the best looking women in the world.
Yo, you're giving me some ideas. I mean, even as a rice cell, I could probably pull off the like the East Mongol, Russian look.
Oh, there you
I
go.
just need to up my Russian language game and take my millions and emigrate over there.
Well, you've got the eastern cities of Russia, which are predominantly Asian anyway.
Yeah, I could fit in.
Yeah, I mean, you've got I think there's like the furthest city in Russia, right by the Chinese border. It's about 65% Asian, and actually the East Russians are Asians. Like I've asked questions when in Moscow. I said, how comes there's are these people Asian? And she said, no, they're Russian, because the actual East Russians look Asian, if you understand me.
Yeah, no, I could definitely pull off the Mongolian look.
Yeah. The Genghis Khan max.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So me and Ronan can thug max. You can Mongol max like Genghis, and everybody's happy. Cool. Wonderful strategy.
Yeah, I have to agree, man. Some of these Russian girls are probably top notch, best of the world.
Oh, but compare them to English women is just you can't compare the two. I mean, English females have got a reputation around the world as there's this concept of the English rose, but when you actually you actually live here, you've got females who are 3 out of 10 in looks, 5 stone overweights, and
fucking
they generally believe that they're high status and they will talk to you like that as well.
Jack, you ever been to America?
No.
Yeah, it probably feel familiar.
Yeah, don't do it, man.
You got anomalies like what was her name? Definitely an outlier. Like Elizabeth Hurley. She's
Oh
like
yeah,
in her
yeah, yeah,
50s,
yeah.
but she could probably outclass any English woman.
Not Russian. I mean, the average Russian woman is 10 times better looking than the average English woman. The best looking Russian woman is there's no English woman in the country who's ever lived there who's ever been as attractive.
Mongols do a throat song on the steppe.
Oh
So,
yeah,
you
it's
gotta
a type of
practice your throat singing, my dude.
Yeah, that shit does sound kind of cool, actually. I heard it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it sounds like Reapers attacking and shit. Yeah.
Said Russian throat. Oh god.
Yeah, we need Medican Black Pill here because he could give us the 411 on the Slavic girls.
He's in here
He's
somewhere.
also saying, and even Curry Cell says, or local Curry Cell says, they're Western now, or act like Western women.
I saw a video that he posted, Medican. He said it's pretty much over for like Eastern European countries when he was doing his population pyramid video. Like, said it's not a lot of women. I mean, it's too many Chads and not a lot of women in Eastern Europe. I could be wrong, but
why do I come to this stream just to suffer? God damn.
I think large cells, you know, they've got a particularly difficult position in the world because they can't really use their national identity as leverage when they go geomaxing because they don't come from high status countries. You know, if you're a sub 5 and you're from somewhere like Belarus and you go, you know, you attempt to do geomaxing, you just don't come from a country where you've got that prestige. You know, they're in a very difficult position, Slav cells.
It's true. I heard Slavic woman got the biggest kiss in the world. I don't know. Dope panda. You tell me.
It's the facial features. It's just the cheekbones are higher up in the face, and just better formed faces. You know, I think they might have. It might just be something to do with the fact that in the Western world, we had an industrial revolution a lot sooner, so we were taken out of natural selection. We've been taken out of natural selection for a lot longer, so that a lot of mutations are built up in the population, and it might have happened a lot later in Eastern Europe. So they've maintained that genetic quality there for longer. You know, that's only my theory.
Also, this is off topic, but I just played a video of that Aztec death whistle. God damn, straight out of Bone Tomahawk with that shit.
Wait, what'd you just watch?
The video on the Aztec death whistle. I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Post a link in the private chat.
Well, I'll tell you something a bit crazy. It's pretty well known that Sweden has some of the best looking people on the planet. And do you know why that is?
Do I know why exactly?
Well, when the Vikings were going out raiding during the medieval times, they would bring back females. But obviously, if you're going to bring back females, you're only going to bring back the best looking ones, aren't you? So the Swedish people might have got that they're the direct descendants of selected females for their beauty, you know. And it probably happened in reverse. They probably took all our good-looking women out of England, and that's probably why we've got such a deficit.
Yeah, I've been the first one to admit your woman looked pretty fucking bad in my opinion. I've never ever seen there's not a lot of I don't know. You guys are definitely known for your beauty for sure.
No, British people are notoriously unattractive, you know.
Yeah.
No, but isn't that what any society of nomadic men would do? You know, you would just rape and pillage and take back the Stacies and breed with them. Like, I think that's just the natural course of human psychology.
Yeah, the Swedish Vikings did it to the maximum. You know that they actually populated their whole country with these females. And today, you know, you do notice a difference. If you look at their facial features, they have these extreme, um, extremely defined features, which you just don't get in other places. You know, it's Czech Republic, perhaps. The Czech Republic's got very good-looking people. But only the women in Eastern Europe. I should imagine Eastern Europe is absolutely filled with Slav cells, you know, and I wouldn't want to be a Slav cell in Western Europe. I really wouldn't. You know, your status would be very low, maybe.
Yeah, and I also remember from the book written by Dr. Castle on Incel, like he had a base chapter on why women become more attractive over time, even though your parents might be non-attractive. Meaning, you know, you will always produce quote unquote incel sons, but your daughter over time will always become more attractive. I think genetically speaking, like even after generations, your sister or your daughters will be more attractive than the males, simply because if they don't, the species doesn't, survive.
Yeah, but women produce incels. That's the problem, you know. You know,
Right. So, like from a couple standpoint, you have a son and a daughter. The son is always going to be incel tier, regardless, but the daughter will always become, slightly better, like Becky.
yeah. Well, I think a lot of magnetism um, is obvious because we know that, especially in today's society, guys who are manlets aren't getting selected by females. But we've seen these TikTok videos, and I sometimes look at these guys, and I think, what are you doing? You know, you've got a woman who's like 4'11", and she's got a 6'6" guy, yeah, and you know that could transmit itself in the next generation, and that this Giga Chad 6'6" guy could have a 5'5" son, you know, and he could be a manlet. I think a lot of it is down to the females, and this is what annoys me when manlets get the hard end of the deal. You know, you've got women who are smaller, 5'1", 5'2", and they're wanting these 6'6", 6'7" guys. You know, it's preposterous. You know,
women want the best genes, not the fairest ones.
I suppose you can't blame them, can you?
Plus, men are hypogamous, so they'll like it. Look, I got this saying, and they'll wrap this shit up. Women want more. I mean, women fuck up and men fuck everything. So, like, any given woman knows she at least has half a fucking chance with any given dude. Like, even if she is ugly, if she just stays around the motherfucker long enough, she has a chance to get those good genes. Why not try?
Well, yeah, definitely, yeah. You know, when people say there is such a thing as femcells, there are females around who find it very difficult to get a man to go with them.
They find it difficult to get Chad.
Well,
there are more than enough. There are more than enough desperate ass men that you cannot say you can't get a man. You just can't get the man you want. That's the thing.
I've seen a fem, like a what you could classify as a femcel in a bar in England when I was drinking about 10 years ago, and she was going from guy to guy, basically trying to get one of these guys to go back with her, and these guys were drunk and everybody refused. You know.
Still, I'm sorry, the options are too high. They already had the threads on Cole. They had these literally burn victim chicks and all that. I'm going with these 5 and 6 out of 10 dudes. It was.
Oh, yeah, what's funny?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, so I was reading an article earlier today from Japan. It's like woman arrested for robbing men using dating apps. So she was basically setting up dates via dating apps and then robbing the guys for cash.
Really?
Yeah,
Whereabouts? Oh, Japan.
yeah, in Japan. And that's why I'm saying it's like impossible. She'll find a sucker any day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like shooting fish in a barrel, basically, at that point. Like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I can get any sucker I want to show up here, so.
Bro, there's streams of dudes watching women on Twitch for like 8 hours straight. Like they'll never be a time where they can't make money. It's just ridiculous.
I think if you're a Stacy or a high tier Becky, because of the way that technology is today, there's always potential to fleece simps, but lower down the look scale, that they have got to make compromises. The females.
You got Juggernaut Law and all that sort of thing. Like, it's not a linear scale at all. Like, once you get real low, then you get a whole flood of dudes going there because everybody figures, oh, nobody else is hitting on her. And then the ironic thing is, everybody hits on her because everybody else thinks nobody's hitting on her. And then,
yeah.
And then they say that they're oppressed.
Yeah, classic. Like, I think this guy named YouTuber named Human made a video about why and when during the video he talked about how like effectively said the reason why like female oppression never ends because they always say that at the end of every sentence is like we've come a long way but there's still more work to do. So like we never end up at a point where like we're good enough where female equality or women's equality will ever end because they always end off every single sentence with we've come a long way but it's not good enough yet. We have to do more. And it's like, okay, well then at what point have we reached a point where you just have men literally living in a ditch somewhere, like, and women just living in castles. So that's effectively what's happening right now.
I'll say that shit's biological, and then feminism is an infinite search. Like it's an infinite consumption system. It doesn't stop. It just goes on until it hits an environmental limit. But since there is none now, you have this.
And like just to get a little bit like go like politics a little bit here, you see the same thing on the far left too. Like they always make the statement like we've come a long way on this issue, but we have to do more. We come a long way on this issue, you have to do more. It's always like more. Like, okay, well then at what point is it ever good enough? But it's never good enough. It's always more to do. And it's like, okay, well then like then your issue is like never ending.
Well, if there's a goalpost presented and it's met, then you just change the goalpost at that point.
Yep.
Stuff like that too.
Yeah, I argue that a lot of these corporations and these not corporations but these like nonprofits, these for-profit groups that like help out any particular group, they actually don't really have an incentive for the problem to ever be solved because like what's the point? If you're being fed off of that issue, you have no incentive to ever actually fix the issue. Why the hell would you? You'd be dumb to actually do it.
Yeah, it's like the American healthcare system. It's like, why would they ever want you to be, 100% healthy? So, miss out on the opportunity to sell you drugs and push you fake remedies and shit. So, it's like as long as you're sick, they can profit off your misery.
Yep.
Especially mental illness now too. Sorry.
Yeah. If you barely have men working in the future, you can come to a point where society is producing thus meaning women can't get STEM anymore. The problem is though, you'd have to get enough men black pilled that's like not work anymore. And like, I'm not saying, the thing is that you never need a 100% of anything to actually get anything done. Really, you actually need like a really maybe like 20% of the population to actually get anything forward and pushed to get like anything like a foot to raise awareness or to get an issue passed. So like, it doesn't really require that many people to actually get something done. But that's the problem. You have to reach that critical point where you actually get enough people on your side to actually push an issue forward, and like getting enough men to not simp and to not pay for OnlyFans and not go on Twitch and throw all their money at a girl for like throw $10,000 at a girl for a fucking Twitch thought is extremely like good luck. Like you're pushing out as an uphill fight.
I think the environment will lead to that because stuff like that isn't satisfying. It's just frustrating. It's like by definition cope. It's not solving the problem. It just helps you tolerate it, but it's still there, and it gets more frustrating as time goes on. It's like I keep saying, modern life is the black pill now. Like it doesn't make you less angry. It just I don't know.
I feel like also, like, say if you're in a power position or position of power rather, like, if you're some big wig exec at, say, like Amazon, and you own Twitch, and you're like, okay, we're done with this ethos bullshittery, you could like shut that shit off like the next day, literally. You know what I mean? It's like you'll just ban all the ethos, and then men have no, option to simp, at least for that, Twitch route. And if more people just did this, you just wipe out the simping at its source, in a sense. Like, don't give them a platform to simp on.
Yeah, but you're not wiping out the demand though. Like the clear market incentive for that would be, oh, let me start a Twitch because they ended that
Right,
one. I can
right.
start my own
So
company.
the problem will just shift to somewhere else, but
Yeah.
you still have the power, and we just need men at that level to be able to enact that as well.
See, I thought of a technocratic solution to inceldom that could emerge later on in the century. It may sound a bit eccentric, but I was thinking about it today. It does enter the realm of politics to a slight degree because you've got to change policy to put this plan into action. But if you could develop an algorithm where you basically collected the data of the population, the males and the females, and then you could match them according to their looks level, their education, their life goals, and all that kind of thing. And then what you could do is you could say, well, you've got an equal ratio now between males and females, and you can give the females a choice of 3 men, and then say, well, look, these are the guys that the algorithms say are on your level. You got a choice of 1 or 3, and then you could just make divorce illegal, and then you've got marriage stability just from that point, And I think one of the things that would be good about this is that I noticed when I did my experiment with C-maxing online. I'm not a good-looking guy. I'm tall, but I'm sub-5 in my face. But I had a Chad experience when I was doing online dating with in Asia. And they were saying to me that I was their soulmate. Yeah, I met about 3 or 4 women online who told me I was their soulmate. Yeah. And these Giga Chad in the West must be classified as a soulmate by near enough every woman he meets. So this idea that there's a spiritual quality for people mixing together, I believe it's erroneous. But if you could build this algorithm and put policies in place to make divorce illegal, then surely this could be an application of technology that will benefit people. What do you think?
I think you can't do that because that'll require the government suddenly not being feminist. Things are like this because women like that they have so much sexual choice. Like you already had a system like that in a soft form, kind of with monogamy. Like it naturally sorted itself out that way. And you saw what happened to that. That shit got torn down. I know that the females want infinite power, infinite sexual power. And the government's just going to back them up on that. It's not going to go backwards. Like what you talked about, you would literally have to break the government down and build a new one on top of it. Feminism doesn't go backwards.
Yeah, I mean, it was only an idea. I obviously putting in policies in place is impossible, but it would be a solution to inceldom, wouldn't it?
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it wouldn't work if it existed. I'm just saying under the current environment, you couldn't even attempt to start that.
Oh, if I said that in England, I'd be hated. I'd be hated.
Yeah, like, oh my God, they want to oppress women again. It's just like the Handmaid's Tale,
Yeah, I think the idea is based, but it would require on a global scale or even at the government level, which is very, very unlikely to happen. And just like not a funny thought, but like the video I posted last week about the e-thoughts getting raided by the police, it got 1.2K views. on my channel, I'm just like, holy shit. Because I only average like, a couple hundred view, if that, in a week or a month. So it's like, I think there is that element of like everyone's sick of this ethop fuckery that, yeah, it's nice to see bitches put in their place at times. But yeah,
I love the Russian police. I love the Russian police.
Yeah, they're freaking based. So watch that video if you haven't. But
I have watched it.
yeah, and I think like if we could do it at a, government or, global level, it would definitely put some relief on this inceldom.
See, what I like about the Russian police is that they're fair. In Britain, the police that they'll arrest you for misgendering somebody in a cafe, or they will they'll if somebody makes an accusation that you've said something that's not politically correct, you've got a big problem. But they'll allow antisocial behaviour to just exist everywhere you look. You've got people walking around drinking. You've got people, doing rather antisocial things all the time. But the Russian police don't care about the PC. They don't care about the misgendering. But if you're walking through the streets of Russia with a can of beer in your hand and you're antisocial, they'll beat the shit out of you. Yeah, and I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's like the police is so cucked. Like, to me, even arresting somebody for misgendering, it's like, what the fuck? It's like such a waste of time, Like, don't they have better shit to do, like solve murders or, robberies and more serious crime than, oh no, he called me ma'am. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, in England, I've got to be careful. Like if I meet somebody, and I talk to them, and they're off a particular protected group. If I don't watch my words, it could potentially lead to an arrest. So I've got to be very careful what I say to people.
Yeah, it's such a shitty world. Yeah, I think also in the West, right? Like, you've traveled outside the West too, so maybe but the police outside the Western world, like, they shoot first, ask questions later. They'll like beat you. And here it's like, oh, criminals have rights too. I mean, yeah, we're afforded in it's so-called equal society, but like, people don't realize how bad it is outside of, say, US or England or something.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah, the police is no joke. You don't want to be on their radar for any reason.
Oh yeah. In Russian police, if you upset them, it's a guaranteed beating.
Yeah, and I've been to Europe, I've been to Africa. It's like bribery is a thing. We got stopped one time, like when I was in, Africa, and it's like, yeah, you just negotiate a deal. Here's $200. Can I go now? And they're like, you got 250. All right, fine, 225. Done. That's how it works.
Thing with Africa now is they've still got this. They've still got in certain parts of Africa like a masculine tradition. I saw something on YouTube about this guy, and I think he'd be a black cell in the West, but he had 112 wives. 112 wives, and he had about 160 children.
Well, hold on, slow down. What country was this for?
I think it was Nigeria. He was a Nigerian Muslim, and he, the guy wasn't a good looking guy. He was no Tyrone. He was quite short, and he wasn't a very attractive man. But he had 112 wives. 112. They arrested him in the end. They said he went against polygamy rules. I think you can only have 4 wives in Islam. But he had 112.
Only 4?
Only 4, yeah. But this guy 112,
Only 4. That's terrible.
I know.
But F for Muslims in the chat. F for Muslims. You can only have 4.
Supposedly you're promised 72 in heaven.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think 4 wives is. I wouldn't mind just one woman, you know, never mind 4 or 112 like that African gentleman, you know.
Well, time marches on ever towards the sex bot at this rate.
Yeah. You know, I think we are in a privileged position to a certain degree because we do live in the West, and we have got strategies we can use because we can leverage wealth, at a certain point in our life if we do the right things, you know. You can imagine what it must be like to be an incel in the Philippines. You know, like you're 5'2" and you've got no money, you've got no career prospects, and that kind of situation must be hellish, you know.
And getting mogged by some fucking 5'5" expat and shit.
Yeah.
Named Brad.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was reading. I typed into Google. I typed into Google. Is there incels in the Philippines? And I read a comment by this one guy, and he said, I hope to meet a woman one day in the Philippines. And all that kind of thing. And I was thinking, it's going on there. You know, it's going on in places where, in the West, we think this is easy street, but there's actually men in the Philippines who are incels. You know, can you imagine what that must be like for them? You know.
Oh, the soy spreads ever forward.
Yeah, I know a guy who went to the Philippines to go geomax. He hasn't got a wife in there, but unfortunately, he brought her back to the States. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but yeah.
Yeah, anybody who brings him back, like, he deserves to be an incel for that. Like, that's just cosmic justice. Like, you gotta be dumb as fuck.
And the dude's not even that good looking. He's like maybe like a 4, maybe a 4 in the face. Same thing for another guy I know. He I don't really know these guys per se, but I know of them. And basically, he did the same thing. He got a girl from like basically a rice cell. He wasn't the rice cell. He got a noodle whore from not sure what country she's from, but she's definitely Asian. And he got like, dang, so like, yeah, these poaching hard over there. Poaching hard from Southeast Asia for sure. C-maxing. I think in his case though, the girl was already from the US though.
One of my high school buddies, he's a black cell. He got a Japanese wife. He did come back at one point, but he went back to Japan. He's there like permanently now.
So all I had to do is go to Japan. All right.
Yeah, and he works for an international business company. So global business skill set, 100% Geomax.
I think that's the key for a certain strata of incels. It's as you say, Drulex, it's STEM maxing, because if you can create that global skill set, particularly if you're young, and you've got some foresight.
STEM, I would say, is almost a definite guarantee, if not the higher preferred skill. But even like, business degree or any kind of like, global skill set, it's pretty good. He's also trilingual or bilingual at least. I don't know about the language, but yeah. So he speaks English and Japanese fluently as a black guy. So there you go.
Yeah, we're lucky that we all speak English, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said this last stream too. Like, English is good, but if you can speak another language at least, it's definitely useful.
Yeah, without a doubt. They say it's English, Chinese, and Spanish. They're the 3 languages.
Yeah, maybe I'm starting to think I should learn Russian.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ascension times, Alex. Do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I already speak 3, like actual human language, not computer language, but yeah, maybe a 4th one would be good.
Yeah, fuck all that. I'm gonna just get Neuralink and run a fucking Rosetta Stone disc or some shit. I'm not doing all this studying, bro. Yeah, just learned Spanish an hour ago. You know, coma estas and all that.
No,
Soy de Detroit. I don't know.
the stuff they teach us in school is garbage, right? It's more like, oh, it's kind of like a graduation requirement or some shit like that, just so they can say, oh, you have some sort of global skill set, you know how to barely speak another language. But from my experience, if you've met other people at least trying to learn another language, low key, you know, they're all lying. They're learning the language to get with other women from that culture.
It's actually amazing how quick, you know, the people you get today who can speak different languages. You know, I knew a guy who was he was almost a tramp. He lived in London, and he was from Eastern Europe, and he travelled all around Europe basically as a tramp, and he picked up languages on the way. So he could speak Lithuanian, he could speak Czech, he could speak Polish, he could speak German, and he could speak English.
I was thinking of doing that video in Spanish, though.
You know what's real funny? I just remembered a funny moment back in the day. I think it was these two Asian girls. Like I was on the bus, so you know we're just taking a trip. I think I was on my way to work or something back then. And you know, two seats ahead of me, there was this like two Asian girls just chatting away. And there is some you know, safety or anonymity, like when you're like speaking your foreign language in the West, you think that no one else around you knows what they're talking about. You know what I mean? So they were just talking about, I can't remember what they were talking about. Something to do with our husband being a dumbass, or you know, my boyfriend is some bullshit, and how often they do it and this and that. It was like some real personal shit. And you know, I'm like two seats behind. I'm understanding everything. Like I was trying to hold back not to laugh because it was just like and then it comes to my stop as I was like getting off. You know, I was like, "Ladies, thanks for the interesting conversation." I said it to them, and then I just walked off the bus.
Do you know, I had a funny situation.
You should have seen their face. Like they're like, "Oh my god."
I had a funny situation like that in London. There was these two Polish women, and they were speaking in their language, and I could tell by the way they were talking, they were throwing a series of insults my way without, you know, with the knowledge I wouldn't understand. So what I did was I do know a little bit of Polish, and I just looked at them and went "Baja Dobrze," and then they just went into shock because they thought I understood what they were saying. You know, it was obvious they were just insulting me. You know, across the other side of the table.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of women do that if they haven't know. My gosh, I can't speak today. Like know another language. Like Morpheus talked about it about the Spanish girls that I think they were Cuban in his area.
Yeah, I'd believe it. And I think a lot of people do that shit though, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. So it's only beneficial if you know more languages.
Yeah, you got to know something like Swahili or something, you know.
I actually know a little bit of Swahili.
My gosh,
could come in handy somewhere.
Yeah, I went to public school, so I barely know
Wait,
English.
hold on. Like Jack Thiessen, do you actually know Swahili?
No, English, a little bit of French, a little bit of Russian, a little bit of. That's it.
Yeah, like I say, study the common tongue because I think like with Swahili, you could speak it in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and the southern part of Somalia. So it's like the East Africa common tongue. And then if you can speak French, Algeria, North Africa, you know, you'll be fine. I also even some places in West Africa.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. geomaxing for me is around my area, London. As you know, it's ground zero for inceldom. I've assessed my local area, and to me, I've got a 0% chance of getting a woman around this area. My only chance would probably be a woman that was very low tier, who was like a drug addict or something, or homeless. There's no real potential. So you're saying Algeria
Same with
might
my
be,
area.
huh?
Same with my area too.
Well, London's just it's just hypergamy beyond. Incel TV speaks about this and says, London is shockingly bad. Females in the London area, just a basic conversation with them is seen as an ordeal if you're not a giga chad. You're not even looked at as a human being by these people. And
Where
London's
I live, a lot of Asian girls are Chad only, Chad face only, like white girls.
Yeah, in London, yeah, it's a place where the people around there have got this kind of citywide conception that they're part of this elite, and they buy into this celebrity world where everybody's has this unique place in the global world. And if you're a sub 5 male, when you enter into social spaces in London, you're automatically excluded just on that basis. And with females, just forget it. They don't want to be seen walking down the street with you. It's a really hypergamous part of the world.
Looks like it.
Yeah, it seems like all the major cities are. Like Toronto, I hear is terrible too.
Yeah, everywhere you take away the needs of survival like that, especially the city, like you have no survival needs and you have a whole concentration of sexual competition, you get the same result, it seems like.
I heard Toronto's like the same, like where I live. I've never been to Toronto, but I heard it's like bad.
Yeah, all these fucking cities across the world sound the fucking same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what it would be. I don't know if you ever visited the Middle East, but I'm not sure what it would be like to geomax, say, to Dubai or something.
I think Dubai. I know people have gone over to Dubai. That's very, very Western in its culture. That's the place.
Yeah, it's Western.
It's already over.
Famous.
It's already over.
The only place I've been to is Mexico.
I think in South America, you can do a bit of JBW game with dark-skinned Latin females.
Yeah, it works better in Latin America than it does in Asia because a lot of people go to Asia now. Like a lot of people talk about it, so like I guess it works better in South America. So
yeah, you can do, but only with the
the dark skin ones.
Yeah, I mean, like a Colombian girl who's of mostly Spanish ancestry. She might be a little bit more open to a sub 5 guy from England than perhaps an Englishman, but she's still going to be looking at you as and looking at the other men in her country and judging you as a guy trying his luck in her country. But a darker skinned woman, perhaps in a country a bit further south, maybe like Paraguay or something, or Panama or Bolivia, that they haven't seen many Western guys, so they might be a lot more open, and it could work. It could work.
Yeah, I was thinking Bolivia.
Bolivia, yeah. It's just they're pretty dangerous out there, aren't they? You've got to be very careful around there.
I mean, you know what else is dangerous? Roping yourself in your own apartment. Like, fuck it, just take the chance.
Yeah, yeah. I wish we had a sort of you know, in Europe, a lot of guys say that Ukraine's good. You know, Ukraine's a good place to go to.
God damn, this is like the Cold War in reverse. Like, yeah, it just goes to all the communist states and shit, places that don't have capitalism. See if you can buy your way there.
Man, I gotta find this video, but I think it was a Ukraine girl beta boxing a black cell guy. Like this guy was paying this girl hundreds of thousands of dollars a month.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I watched 90 Day Fiance.
You're kidding me? 100,000
or thousands of dollars a month.
And she said like, "Oh, I want a tall white guy though."
No, she was definitely just using him for money. Like
Yeah.
it's all about the text game, the phone game, and he would be sending, money. Yeah, it's like the very definition of a man simping so hard for attention.
Oh my
If
god,
he
that's terrible.
lied about
She's just
going
like
to Mexico.
capitalizing on it.
Did he even fuck once? Like that's the main
No,
question.
no, this is like literally long distance relation on another continent.
So he didn't even get to just to fuck her once, and he's paying thousands of pounds or dollars.
No, like literally, I think they met online, and that's it.
Oh, that's just awful.
It's a goddamn shame right there.
Fucking Life written by Yoko Taro. God damn, bro. This shit is terrible.
Yeah, and I think even the people around him, like his family, they're like, "Why are you sending this money? Like you're simping hard, bro. Like save that money for yourself." Like he was sending 700, 800 a month or something, literally like half his paycheck.
Yeah. Well, I heard he was rich though, so he just did it for
It
an
don't make
act,
on principle. Like what the I don't care if I had $1 million.
No,
I wouldn't be giving bitches like triple digit money, like maybe 10
yeah,
or
he
20.
wasn't rich. He was a average dude, I think.
I heard he was rich, but yeah, even though I was rich, like, why would I do that? Just for attention?
Yeah, I mean that's what I think. That's one thing that I personally haven't got. You know, I do clearly understand that there are females out there, many of them, that are just simply out of your league. You know, and if you've got if you've got to be paying them all this money just for them to talk to you, that I think that gives you a clear message that they're out of your league. You know.
Yeah, she was definitely high tier Becky, or maybe even a 8 or a 7, 7 at least, or 8.
Stacey
She was
Light.
pretty. Yeah, she was pretty, and the guy is like a 4, just standard 4 black cell, older guy. I think he was in his 30s too, or maybe even his 40s.
Oh shit.
And he's just sending money like, oh my
What
god,
an idiot.
so bad.
I mean, if we talking like a low tier black cell in his 40s, he might have been just beat down by life at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, just have the illusion that he's got this life somewhere else. You know.
Yeah, and I think even like he was saving up to go to Ukraine to meet her, but anytime they try to make plans to meet, she would always, like deflect. It's like, bro, she's just milking you for the money.
This shit hurts my soul, man. God.
You have to have a Western European phenotype to see slay. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know if I could slay in Eastern Europe. I haven't even tried.
I'm a sub 5. I'm a sub 5 English male, and in Eastern Europe, you looks isn't as big a deal as it is in other parts of the world.
Not yet.
If I can get it for free, I would.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a fan of milk.
So even more so, the dark part was I bet you this was a TV show. I can't remember which one. I'll have to find it.
It was 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, was it? Could be. Yeah, that sounds familiar. But there's a scene where her and her friends are talking about it, and they're just basically competing. Like, oh, my simp paid me 800 this month. I have 2. I'm making like 1,500 a month. It's like a competition of like how much money they can milk out of simps.
Without even having sex. That's the abominable.
Yeah.
It's not even prostitution at this point. Like, goddamn.
It's a pay pig. Little pay pig.
Like, at least with findom and shit, you have the excuse of a fetish. You don't even have that cover here. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I think that was literally the what is it, the telltale sign or precursor to OnlyFans. Like it literally was.
The
Because
fact
this
that
was
people
probably
are doing OnlyFans
15 years back.
overseas OnlyFans.
Like
That
for
is
any
bad as this.
for
Yeah,
any chick.
so-
Sorry.
Go ahead, Jack.
All right, I'll give this advice to any chicks watching, and if there are, they probably work for the FBI. There's only two things you gotta do to make money as a chick, if you don't mind being a hoe. Just fucking go into findom and sell feet pictures. You do those two, you will never lack. Like that. That's it. You don't even have to have sex.
Well, it's a clever strategy, really, isn't it? You know, you can if you can do this, you're less likely to pick up STDs. I just think they've always gonna have a pool of people who are gonna fall for them. You know. Back in the 70s, it was prostitutes, wasn't it?
That's what I'm saying. At least you had to have sex. Like this is just pathetic. God damn.
Yeah, you used to actually have to physically have sex with a woman, as part of the simping process. Now it's just online. She can do 50 a month.
Yeah, it's brutal. Like the fact that I watched Copeland's video. He says like, "Oh, the average guy has to sugar max now with OnlyFans." Like, oh my gosh! Like, I know he's an old cell, but the fact that he talks about sugar maxing now, he usually do the Belarus like sugar maxing. Now he's doing it on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Well, that's massive in Russia. Sugar maxing in Russia is massive, absolutely massive. A high portion of Eastern Europe is that way. They've got these rich guys from other countries that are going over there and paying for everything. But as Drulex did with that video, it's been clamped down on in Russia now. The Russian government have worked this out. It's breaking up the Russian society, and they're a lot more traditional out there. So they're stopping it. Drulex did a video with the Russian police stopping these EFOTs doing their online simping strategies.
Yeah,
so you can't do it as easily out there.
I'll say this. Here's my thought on it. Since technology is progressing for them, I say that's just a temporary reversion, and they're going to be right back on the soy track soon enough.
I beg to disagree. Russia's a lot different. I mean, we live in the West, and Western culture is diametrically opposed to Eastern Europe. Russia, they haven't got the same level of social tolerance they've got in Western countries.
America used to be the literal center of Puritanism, and we still fell.
Yeah, it's a harsher culture, Jack Nickelback. It's a harsher culture. They had 70 years of communism where people were just being slaughtered left, right, and centre. The people there, they just don't put up with social deviancies like over here. They do tend to stamp on things. I mean, in southern Russia, Chechnya. Have you seen the leader of southern Russia, the Chechnyan leader?
Chechnya, no. I heard that was quite patriarchal, though.
It's unreal. The guy's like it's like a Muslim place down there, and the guy that runs this whole province of Russia, he's just like a medieval warlord, but he's very intelligent, and the culture is defined by these interconnected gangs. They call them clans, but they're basically gangs, and they police they police the culture. So they females in that culture, they're not looking at TikTok or but who knows? I mean, like, you look at America, your country is just it's so diverse in the lifestyles. You've got the Amish over there, and you'd think Amish females would be the most strict traditional women on earth. But I've heard stories of Amish girls going wild, and getting going online, and they're going to church meetings on a Sunday, then they're meeting up with Chad afterwards, and they're cucking their husbands and stuff, So
That's why you don't
knows?
give Amish girls technology.
Who knows? I mean, this is what's going on in the Amish community. There's, they've got this technology now, and I've heard. I'm not sure if it's true, but I've heard that they're starting to be corrupted by the technological culture, and it's the Amish. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I think TFM actually did talk about it in one of his streams, like the communities that are flourishing high with a high birth rate is the Amish and the Orthodox Jew, and they reject technology as well. I think their birth rate's at least like a 5 or a 7.
Yeah, if I remember the order. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the average here is like 2.1, or it's even below 2 if I would estimate.
Wait, hold on, America?
Yeah.
I thought we were like 1.7 with the immigrants. Like, I forgot what it was.
Yeah, it's really low.
It's pretty low. I would say China is the lowest right now, like 1.2 or something.
No, South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea,
Oh,
I think
yeah,
it's either
yeah.
at 1 or below 1 at this point.
Yeah, they're like, but South Korea is like so low. Like,
And
at least they're aware of it.
Yeah,
it's like.
plus. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
I think
you know
like
how bad it
10%
is?
of men in South Korea wear makeup, so you know how bad the lookism is there.
It's the center for lookism in Asia, and you know how bad it is. They got college courses on how to date, like date as in just have basic human male to female interactions.
Wow. That's pretty
Because
fucking depressing.
yeah, because normal men and women can't like interact with each other anymore on the normal level.
Fucking Generation Autism. That's Generation Alpha now. That's it.
And it's actually kind of scary if you think about it. That would be the future of every Western country. It's like you will actually have to take a class on how to interact with people.
That is brutal.
Do you think this Gen Alpha is going to be more? Sorry, Latino. Could you go ahead, mate?
Gen Autist. Yeah.
Gen Alpha is the one that's coming now, and is that just going to be like an autist generation?
There's no other choice. Like, first of all, you're having later births from all these women, so you're gonna have more brain development issues straight off the bat before you even get out the womb. And then you're gonna have the presence of online learning and all that, so you're gonna have less social interaction. And then they're trying to raise the kids soy on top of that, like Blue's Clues with that drag parade in one of the episodes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually feel terrible because it's no fault of the kids, right? Like you can't be asked to born in, whatever generation. And I just feel so bad because yeah, I don't know if who it was. Maybe it was Monday FA. Monday also talked about it when he was growing up. Like the closest person in the same age range as him lived like 10 miles away. Like it's not feasible to have friends of your own age, let's say at 5. So as a kindergarten kid, you don't even know how to interact with humans. It's like that's like the basis of human communication developed at a younger age, and now it's all like online, COVID. Like think about all the people growing up now. It's like, oh, it's all about Zoom call. So how the fuck are they supposed to like actually communicate as a human?
Yeah, Zoom calls, TikTok, fucking, Discord chat. Who the fuck goes outside anymore to talk to people? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, emoji.
You've never
Emojis.
hugged anyone but your mom or dad before in your life, like that sort
Or
of
your
shit.
cousins.
And as you're saying, it's gonna get to the point. I was talking about this earlier with my friend. Females are starting to opt out of the dating market too. You know, you've got I'm not sure how true it is, but the dog pill. You know that there's that going on. 15% of Gen Z now are LGBT, so a lot of them females are basically unavailable to men. And then you've got a lot of young women today as well. This is something that's not commonly spoken about. You've got a lot of young women today who are indifferent. They're kind of asexual. You know, they're not even interested in men. They've completely just moved away from that from that instinct, and they're just involved with consumerism. They might have the odd one night stand here and there, but they're not interested in men as a long term option.
Yeah, you already got that in Japan too.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
if
I was gonna add, like, I'm trying to collect some actual studies and, high IQ data to back it up. But I know there was a study in either Norway or something. I know the sample size is pretty small, like 2,500, but they did a survey or study. They tracked like each generation, and men losing their virginity is becoming less and less. Like male virgins is like on the rise exponentially.
Yeah.
And then females are losing their virginity quicker, but still having the same amount of, snuggles. And then in terms of tracking like sexual orientation, like more and more women are asexual or into, lesbian, and they're just not interested in men. And so for the same, age group, like 18 to 35, because we only really give a shit about 18 to 35 females, it's like at least I think it's almost 20 to 25%. So 1 in 4 women are just not interested in men, period.
That is literally sub 11 law when like no physical man is good enough. Like, goddamn.
You guys become fucking God at that point. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you have to be
Come back off the
Zeus.
So
mountain.
so for as a straight guy trying to find a straight woman, like already a quarter of the straight women are not even interested, or a quarter of the population of the women aren't interested in you. So you only have a base of like 3 out of 4 women to work with, if
Yeah.
they're even interested at all.
Yeah, you have 3 out of 4 women who actually want to date men, which creates a fucked up sex ratio right off the bat of like what 125 to 1 as far as male and female. And then on top of that, they're already hypergamous. So you got the 80-20 rule. So it's like a built-in disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the stats is like for an average man on dating app, you're even landing a conversation with a woman is like 0.02%.
Yeah,
And
I've never even
it's like 10%.
In Britain, I wouldn't even attempt to use a dating app. I think that them types of technological spaces like Tinder, for a man like myself, it'll just be very demoralizing, and I don't want to put myself through it, so I haven't attempted it yet.
Like Incel TV said, Tinder is real life now, but it's so weird. Like, Incel TV says like Tinder is real life, and like Downey Up Business says like, oh, it's not real life. Like, oh my gosh, is it real life or not real life? Like, oh my gosh.
No, Tinder is real life, but then that's the whole point. Like men are priced out of the SM market.
Yeah. And there's some people that's I heard one guy say that one of the problems that you've got is that men who are facing this problem are selected, and they're looking for a certain type of female. With you can track this through looking at their physical dimensions. They reckon that if you've got a female who's got large secondary sexual organs such as a breast and a bum, she's more likely to be R selected, and she's more likely to be promiscuous when it comes to dating and men. And this guy claims that R selected, that guys who claim that they can't get a woman, there are selected men looking for R selected women, but if you move out of the R-selected females, who are these highly sexual women, he said that you can find them in the church, and that's just a cop out. You know, they say that there's this mysterious population of females that you can meet in a church or in some sort of social group who really aren't interested in this this kind of Chad sexual world. You know, and
church hoes are the worst.
Well, yeah. They say church, or some sort of traditional part of your culture, like a dancer or something, But where are these females? Where are these females where you can who are K selected and less likely to more likely to see past a man's looks? I want to know where this place is.
Yeah, it's called the Pass.
I have a theory that most church women are, born again virgins, quote unquote, like used up roasties hoping to find beta bucks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I mean, what girl goes to church in 2021? Like, think about it.
Most women I've seen in church are looking for a bailout.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to church to pray I can find a good man and all that shit.
Ever since I was little, I could tell that a lot of women are looking for a bailout when they start going to church. Yeah.
Yeah, born again virgins.
Trying to live life like a fucking Tyler Perry movie and shit. No, it's not. I swear.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, it's 2020. Like, who's gonna find a virgin woman nowadays when you have women like losing their virginity at 14? Like,
if you're Japanese, you're in luck. I read today that a quarter of Japanese women are virgins at the age of 39.
Yeah, but women who are virgins for that long, if they ended up that way despite not wanting to, kind of like there was something fucked up that happened. Like it's not like, oh, she's a virgin, that's an opportunity. It's like, no, hold up now. It's a red flag.
Really?
No, I'm just saying, like, think about it. Okay, why is she a virgin at 39? Because clearly, if she just wanted to have sex, she could just advertise herself. So, like, what's psychologically going on? I don't know. Like,
well, that doesn't really bother me if she's religious, though.
I mean, some places outside the West, the females still have this belief that they should save their virginity to marriage. So it's quite widespread in some countries. Late age virginity.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like for religious reasons. I'm talking about like an industrialized society. Okay, if something like that happened, like, okay, is she just like a mental case or something, or one of those cases where she just went asexual except for Super Chad? Like, what?
No, so I have a theory on this, even as a rice cell, and it's probably more common now in, South Korea, but there's legitimately women that are just not interested in men, and I think in the Western culture, like, snuggles is so hyper, snuggleized, so to speak. And, if you're a hot Stacy, yeah, you're going to be not going to 5 guys, but having 6 guys every night. But for, in Asian country or culture, it is still, there's social shame and stigma for being promiscuous and that. So I could see women being like in their 30s and still a virgin, and one, they're not interested. Two, it's like if you're not interested, like then virginity just doesn't really mean anything to a woman. And then, third is like also the selection. They haven't found Chad yet, right? So I guarantee you, if they found Chad, they're willing to lose it then and there.
Yeah, it's because apparently Japan has got these guys called the herbivore men, and these are guys that literally are asexual themselves. They play video games all day. They very rarely leave the house.
Yes.
And
the beautiful mice straight out the experiment. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. Well, they're the beautiful ones. Yeah, the beautiful ones from that.
And the herbivore and the carnivore women is just like there are a group of women that do want men, but they can't find it, so they're just more aggressive towards, say, finding a guy. But then even then, I would say they're aggressive towards quote unquote Chad, right? They're not gonna try to like a lion's not gonna waste effort trying to catch a rabbit. It's gonna waste its time trying to catch a buffalo or Chad rather. And then the herbivore men is just another word for inkwell. It's like they're just not interested because they know they can't get any. It's like, why would you put in effort for something you can't get? So I think it's just an old term, but old term invented pre inkwell.
I think the new term is called hikikomori. I think it's called.
But some of these.
That's just Eldar, like straight up Eldar. Like it's
hikikomori is actual shut-ins.
Yeah, but then here's the misconception. There are female hikikomoris. And the difference is it's conflated, man. You got to understand. And sorry, as a race cell, I have to correct all. But it's overused because, it's more commonly associated with inkwell. But there are female hikikomori, and it's a different problem in the sense that, it's the females recluse from societal pressure, just like men. Like, so it's like, oh, you gotta have some beauty standards as a woman. If you're an ugly woman, then, you're also gonna be shunned. There's societal pressure to perform. Like, you gotta have a job, you have a career. Like, there are legitimate people that are gonna say, fuck all that shit. I don't want to interact with society. Who gives a fuck? And become a recluse. So in that regards, you got to distinguish. It's basically inkwell or, because hikikomori is like a all-encompassing, including females.
Yeah, when I looked at this documentary, what's going on over there, one of these female recruiters, she didn't look too bad. I find it very hard to believe that she was a recluse from Japanese society purely based on how she looked. She looked to me like a standard Japanese woman. I think she was suffering from some sort of mental illness, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
She didn't look too bad, and if I was a Japanese man, I'll definitely be up for it with her.
Yeah, she'd probably shoot you down for some stupid ass reason.
Yeah. Well, you have got some kind of chads out in Japan, because as you go into the northern part of Japan, they get bigger, they get taller, and they get stronger. And if you look at the Japanese performance in judo, they produce some monsters, and I think approaching half of the super heavyweight champions in judo are Japanese. They've got these great big sort of Chad-like guys in the north part of their island, and that's probably what these women are waiting for. Perhaps they're waiting for one of these guys to come and get them.
Yeah, by the looks of it.
Here's a little black pill for you guys from the rice cell. In Japanese, I would say equivalent term for Chad would be they call it ikemen, and Ike is short for iketeru, which is going good, essentially good going. And then men is another term for face or mask. So it's like combine the two, good face. There you go. It's literally good face.
Sweet mother of God.
So whenever you hear a Japanese boy talk about ikemen, you know exactly what she's talking about. Good face. I want a guy with a good face.
The
At least
memes
it's
write
honest, right?
themselves. God damn it!
At least it's honest.
What do you
All
think
right,
is
buddy boy.
the
I
worst
gotta
country
get
on?
off here pretty soon. So
Okay. What do you?
go ahead, Jack. Yeah, go ahead.
Ask one final question. Thank you, Mr.
Mm.
What do you think is the worst country in the world at the moment for inceldom?
Any Western country.
Some are worse than others. God damn.
India.
India.
China.
Oh yeah, India's horrible. God damn.
No,
I would say Canada.
No, I would say if you're an ethnic living in any Western, it's over.
Yeah. All right. My belief is it's the worst place to be an incel in the West is Sweden.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the worst place to be an incel. I think it's the worst place of inceldom, like just in sheer number. Like
Sweden, you're getting mugged every single day of your life.
yeah.
Yeah, isn't Marios from, Sweden? So
Yeah, I think he is.
yeah, it's over for him over there as an ethnic too. I
Is he
feel his pain.
Spanish or?
Yeah, I think he's Spanish descent. Like I don't think it's like Latin America, but maybe European, Spain descent.
Actual Spanish. All right.
All right, I got to join the last words pretty soon because I'm running out of battery juice in my headset. So, all right, let's start off over here. Oreo Cell, got any last words? Nope. I know he was there for like 1 second, but
Oh, there he
there he is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. Nothing pretty much.
Anything works, my dude. Anything works. All right, there you go. All right, see you next time, buddy boyo.
See you.
Barrios is
Alright.
Chilean. Oh.
Jack, last words.
No,
What's
no,
Jack? Jack Gibson. No last words?
no.
All right, there, buddy boyo. All right, see you next time. Jack Nickelback, last words.
Oh yeah, other Jack. Okay.
I call you other Jack. I said Nickelback, buddy. Okay.
Man, in your head, I already knew you was thinking. Anyway, gentlemen, you see this 3.5 hour discussion proving once and again that we need to fucking replace women. That is the only real solution.
There you go.
There's
All
no
right, buddy,
spotlight.
we'll see you next time.
That's it.
All right. See you next time, buddy. Boom.
See you.
Latino, I know you are straight. Last words.
This is like the worst. I don't know, like it's over. It's over for if you don't have a Caucasian face phenotype in the West.
There you go. All right, buddy boyo. Stralik, last words, buddy boyo.
Stay based. The struggle is always gonna be hard, but take the black pill and stay based.
There you go. All right, dude. See you next time. And then there was one. All right, here I am. Oh boy, my headset is dying hard. So let me read some comments here before I leave. You got anybody need to check out some last words for me? Guy think they are winning. Wish again confirms black pill. Holy, I'm genius. Okay. Cat girls are deaf. There you go. Incel Akbar. Jesus Christ. Go EA. Oh God. The Menage with I actually have a date this week, so I think I have two. Yeah, a date this week. I might do some. I'll talk about it tomorrow. I guess on my Sunday stream. So we'll do more stuff. I'll bring it up tomorrow. I did bring it up today too as well, but yeah. Got a gift. Who's this gift? Oh, why is it still here for? I think we're leaving. We're done. No pussy, no peace. Cup to try. Grats, fam. Yeah, dude. Incel Kumba. Only way is artificial womb. Cat girls. Yeah, dude. You gotta get GMO cat girls. Genetically modified cat girls. I have to fuck right now. It's like beating at me right now. All right, I gotta hop off, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably stream sometime about the afternoon, maybe 3 or 4, depending on when I get home from where I am. So, all right, guys. See you guys tomorrow.